This episode of the Mac Mall My Opinion podcast is sponsored by The Chop Shop, DLK Enterprise, Stop and Vape, Tree Lean, Relief San Francisco, Bash Tray, and Santa Rosa Hydroponics.
Kairi,
What's up?
drop some dope on these fools.
Yeah.
What's up, motherfuckers? We're back, man. Episode 2 of the Mac Mall My Opinion podcast. And I'm Mac Mall, and this is my lovely co-host,
Zeusy baby.
Black Zeus, and
Already.
my uncle and the weed guru himself, Tone motherfucking Low. Holla at the people, man.
Hey.
So yeah, man, welcome back, you know what I mean? My Mexican landlord, Dirtbag Dan, allowed us to get back in here one more time. And I want to thank him for that, you know what I mean? Hold on, you know what I mean, 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 you know what I motherfucking mean.
Rewind and count that. Yes.
So hopefully you won't say that shit no more, you know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Okay, so yeah, man, we back, the Mac Mall My Opinion podcast. And man, how y'all doing? You know what I mean? If you feel like I ain't seen you in a long time, how y'all
It's been
doing?
a long time.
Word
It's
up.
been like 8 years. I've been doing good.
Straight up. You been cool, Zeus?
I've been straight.
Word up. That's fly.
That
That's
movie I was
fly.
talking about last time actually dropped, but I haven't even been to
Hold on. Speaking of you know what I mean? Let's hold on right quick. Can we get that up right quick? I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
you've been very eventful. You've been busting
Uh-huh.
moves and all type of stuff. You know what I mean? You know, Tone, you might not have seen this, man. You gotta check this out.
shit.
What's up? Okay. Oh, there she go. Oh, look back at it.
That's
Look
recent.
back at it.
That's
Look
recent.
back at it.
What-
Look back at it. Let me see
How
another
was
one.
you feeling?
Let me see another one.
Yes.
Hold on.
Thank you
I'm
very
working.
much.
I'm
Hold
working.
on.
That's Miss
Hold on.
Zeusy
Yeah,
baby.
y'all need to check this out, man. This is big. Uh-oh, look at that. By the Aqua Boogie. That's what I'm gonna call that one. I'm gonna call that one Aqua Boogie. You know what I mean? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's a fly picture right there. Who shot
Thank
these?
you. My business partner, Mr. Kenneth Ward, shot these pictures.
Word.
He's actually an aspiring photographer. I'm helping him learn how to
Yeah, you helping him all right.
photography.
Let me, it's another one. I think this is my personal favorite right
Is there
here.
any fringe benefits to that?
No.
This is my
No.
personal favorite.
I did the editing on all of these though.
Okay, well, thank you, because this next one that we got right
Oh
here.
Lord. I
You
don't
know what I
which
mean?
one this is.
All right.
It ain't a bargain if there ain't benefits, right?
Let me see. Okay, yeah, that's my favorite one right there. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I'm telling you. Them some fly pictures. You've
Thank
been
you.
busy. You've been
I
busy.
have.
You know what I mean?
Real G's moving silent.
Straight up. Let's clap it up. You know what I mean? Let's clap it up for lace booty shorts. Let's clap it up.
Deep in the woods, though. Huh?
In the woods. All right, yeah, straight up. What about you, Tom? Man, I heard you was at the Weed Cup.
The hemp con.
Hempcon. How was that?
Man, I was the judge. I was judging the weed over there, the edibles, the fucking waxes. I'm still fucking high.
I seen them pictures. It looked like it was.
You still high?
I'm still high. I've been using designated drivers, man.
I heard that. So what was it? Hempcon was good to you, man.
Hemp man.
Yeah, what you smoking on right now?
Oh man, this is some edible from the Relief, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Relief, you know what I'm saying, for blessing us with some tree, man.
Yeah. Relief in San Francisco,
Off
was
top.
one of the good cannabis
Cannabis
clubs. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. But yeah, me personally, I was in New York. You know, I went to New York and I hooked up with my folks Sway for Sway in the Morning. You know, we went out there and we did an interview actually. You know, shout out to Sway, shout out to Heather B, shout out to Tracy. You know, yeah, this is a picture of it. We was out there up in New York doing our thing, and it was just a blessing to be up there. And you know, because Sway is the cutty. Sway done came a long way in the game. He done went, you know, he done interviewed the president. You feel me? So to have me on that show, I felt, it was an honor to sit next to him. And Heather B is like, Heather B is in BDP, you know what I mean? Heather B, all Glocks down. She was the second female in Boogie Down production. I have a lot of respect. Shout out to Tracy, too. She's not in the picture, because she was doing her thing. But shout out to her. It was an experience, I went up there and I actually, how he has a lot of people bust verses on there. But I didn't bust verses. I actually read some of my book, My Opinion, because I have a new book out right now called My Opinion on Amazon, at Create Space, at Rap Space. And he allowed me to read my book on there, and I almost had everybody in there crying. So yeah, that's what I was up to. I was in New York doing my thing. Shout out to Sway, much love, you feel me? But yeah, man, but I'm glad to be back here doing our thing,
Let's clap it up for Mac real quick.
Okay.
That deserves some claps. That's dope shit.
Yeah,
Much love, you know what I mean? Much love, excuse me. But yeah, so we back at this, and I'm glad to be here, But before we start this show, I got something that I want to kind of touch on. Not kind of, I do want to motherfucking touch on, because it deserves to be touched on. A couple of weeks ago, I ran across this thing where a cat named Marley Marl was kind of speaking out the side of his gummy. He was just speaking out the side of his neck. I don't really like it, This dude, I kind of know who he is. I saw this interview on Hip Hop DX with my man Steve Lobel. This is somebody I've done work with in the past. He worked with Relativity with me. And this dude right here, who I know from like Vegas or whatever, Marley Marl. Well, this fool decided to speak ill-willed about the Max. I will let you guys just, get a dose of this, and you get a dose of this. Check it out.
The whole Cutthroat Committee and Romp, it was called Romp Records back then, Romp Room. They had, issues and stuff like that. So
issues.
Jamal wanted to be Mac Mall. Back then, as we know, the Macs were popping. Remember Mac Mall, Mac Dre, Mac this, Mac that. True Down, everybody, And so I was mad because I was like, damn, I want to be Mac Mall. You know what I mean? But he was talented. He was 8, 9 years. I wasn't rapping back then. I was
9 years old.
Playing around. And to make a long story short, now I'm glad I'm Marley Marl because the Macs are kind of dead. You know what I mean? Like literally dead or just burnt out. Nobody's trying to be a Mac no more. You know what I'm saying? But Marley Marl is spelled M-A-R.
All right, basically cut that right there. That's all I really need to hear. Well, I saw the interview, and I want to basically tell y'all how I feel about that situation. Okay. First and foremost, you would get, by listening to his interview, you would get the notion that he grew up with us or around us or something like that. That is a bold-faced lie. Marley Marl never grew up anywhere in the Crest or around us. I got my name, Mac Marl, when I was 15 years old, from the Mac, Michael Robinson, may he rest in peace. Michael Robinson, the Mac, gave me my name. He also gave Mac Dre his name. And that gummy bear motherfucker that you saw on TV, he wasn't nowhere around there. Marley Marl, you wasn't around there. So that's your first lie. You know what I mean? Your first lie. And that's a bold-faced lie. I come from a tradition of Macs, people who have put it down in this game. I'm from somewhere, homie. I'm from the country club Crest Side of Vallejo, California. We don't know where you from. You feel me? You need to understand that when you talk about people, man, that have put it down and held it down in this game for over 20 years, that you gotta tread lightly and watch how you talk. You didn't grow up nowhere around no cutthroats or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I don't even know if you from Sacramento. Who knows where you from? I met you in Vegas, homie. You feel me? That's some lame ass shit. You was a lame ass nigga for opening your mouth like that, trying to suck New York dick, because that's what you was trying to do, explain your name. Because you was talking about Marley Marl and whatever, and you decided that it was a good idea for you to disrespect motherfuckers who done held this Bay Area, California down, man, for many, many moons. You was a new motherfucker. Don't you ever, you must have bumped that bald head, man. Don't you ever disrespect nothing that got to do, man, with the Cold Country Club crest or the Max. Any Mac from the crest, man. You know that. You know how we rock. You know what I mean? You know how we rock. Straight up, man. And I don't ever want to put myself into this show. Because this show is about the people and about us having fun. But when I heard this dude talking about my turf, my neighborhood, my bloodline, and my name, there's 3 things you don't ever disrespect from a man. You never disrespect a man's family. You never disrespect a man's name. You never disrespect a man's motherfucking business, man. And by you fucking carelessly sitting up there with your motherfucking manicure eyebrows or whatever, sitting up there talking about motherfucking real Max, man, you fucking wrong, man, and I'm gonna check you every fucking time. Now, when this shit happened, of course, the first thing I did was get on the motherfucking phone and I hollered at my folks, Steve Lobel, because this is somebody I know. And I'm like, man, let me get that dude, man, because I told Steve, you know that's a lie what this man is sitting up there talking about. You know what I mean? Steve put me on the phone with homie. Somebody who I know dude. I ain't gonna say I don't know dude. I met dude. He actually looked out for me one time on a little situation. So, when he get on the phone with me, he automatically begging my pardon, copping a plea, and all this other little woon-wang. All I wanted homie to do was get on this show and tell people how he really feel about Max, because it looked bad. This dude shook me, man. You know what I mean? He shook me. Oh, Maul, I got you to do whatever you want me to do, man. It's all good. Boom. So when I'm calling him to do the follow-up, this dude ain't even getting at me. You know what I mean? He won't even answer my calls back. So this is the only reason that I'm even bringing it up right now. You know what I mean? Because this dude wouldn't come on here and holler at a dude. You know what I mean? And holler at Mac Dre fans who he disrespected. And holler at the Mac Dre kids that he disrespected. You feel me? This right here is this dude, after he got off the phone with me, he hopped on his Instagram or whatever, his Twitter, whatever the fuck, and start, doing these posts. But it ain't about these type of posts. If you man enough to say that shit on the camera, you know what I mean? Be man enough to clean that shit up. You know what I mean? On motherfucking camera. You feel me? That shit is foul as fuck, man. You foul for that. You feel me? Straight up, man. And it's coming from Mac and motherfucker. Mac Mall. How the fuck we burnt out? And in that own motherfucking thing, they called me the great Mac Mall. They didn't call you great nothing, Molly Mall. You wasn't by us. You feel me? You got your name. Molly Mall. Sound like a fucking toy. You feel me? If they saw Mackin' in you, you probably would have got it, yo. Word up. But moving on. Straight up. Sorry about that, y'all. I just had to address that situation. We're going to move on to the show. You know what I mean? Straight up. Moving on. What's up? Y'all want to talk about some sports, man?
Let's talk about some sports.
Straight up. So how them Warriors is looking, man? You know what I mean? Last time we talked, we was talking about if they was going to go for the record. They got the record. You know what I mean? They got the record. Motherfuckers is doing good.
They doing what California is supposed to do.
We fucking with Portland. We fucking with Portland right now, But I want to show the thing that kind of fucked up everything, and that was Curry's injury. I think a sweaty ass motherfucker, Eastern Europe or some Eastern European cat, that hit the floor, got sweaty, and this man did the stanky leg. Can we see that video?
Here's the play. There's the slip. You see that right knee extended. He grabbed the right knee immediately.
Yeah, man. That shit right there was fucked up, man. They got the Cuddy doing the stanky leg, and man.
How he was still walking on it, I don't even know.
Man, it was just like, it got bent out of shape. That wasn't
Literally.
cool. Bent out of shape.
They splits. That shit was ugly.
They should have showed the picture of his mama, though. When that shit happened, his mama was like, what the fuck?
I would have been doing the same exact thing. If that would have been my baby on the court, oh hell no.
Who got the motherfucking paper towels, goddammit? Where's the motherfucking, what's that?
Be out there like, get a gurney for my baby.
Man, something, man. Yeah, that was fucked up. They still ain't playing him. We down, we lost one to Portland. Is that one? We lost one to Portland, and they still ain't played him, and I'm glad they ain't played him, man. Don't play him until they have to, you feel me? But we got to do something to Portland, you feel me? Straight up. I want to hit that. No doubt. But moving on, I want to talk about this, man. This is some of the funniest shit ever. Some of the funniest video you ever gonna see. Now, it's the ex-Ohio State quarterback, Troy Smith. This motherfucker gets a he gets a UDI, you know what I mean? I mean, what is it, DUI? Okay, well, you know, I ain't driving.
I'm glad.
So this motherfucker gets a DUI. Hold on, man. He gets a DUI in this fucking video. Now, I want y'all to listen to this motherfucking talk. Straight up. Okay, let's show the video first. We'll talk about it after. All right, let's listen to the shit. Everybody listen.
2838. I got the other one stopped back there.
Okay. Hello.
How you doing?
Good, and yourself?
I'm an officer, sir.
What's that?
I'm officer.
You're an officer?
No. I'm great. I'm great.
I stopped you. Stopped way over the stop bar up there. You have no front tag on this, and you're weaving back and forth.
Well, I wasn't back and forth. I mean, I drove this red. I mean, I live off like, you know, up the right up here.
How much alcohol you consume tonight?
None.
Nothing at all? Fair to say, what's your highest level of education?
I graduated from Ohio State.
Okay.
My name is Troy Smith.
Okay. What's your highest level? Did you got just a college degree?
I've graduated from Ohio State with a degree in bachelor's.
Okay.
What's the problem?
Nothing. I just want to make sure you're not impaired. Is it fair to say you know the alphabet, sir?
Definitely, but
okay.
That's what I'm trying to ask you. What?
I just want to make sure you're not impaired, sir.
Not at all.
Okay. Can you recite the alphabet for me? Start at the letter C and stop at the letter W?
I can definitely recite the ABCs from A to Z.
From C to W. Can you do that?
C, D, E, F, G, H, I. I just want to go home.
Do you have any medical conditions, sir? Okay, come on out. I want to take a look at your eyes real quick.
For what?
Huh?
For what?
I'll make sure you're not too impaired to be driving home.
What's your officer's name? What's your name?
My name's Officer Lecty, badge number 538, sir.
Why are you doing this to me right now?
Because I believe you're impaired, so I want you to watch the tip of my finger. Okay? Move it side to side. Follow with your eyes only.
Your finger's shaking. It seems like you're cold.
You need to pay attention and watch it, okay? If I give you a portable breath test, it'll be all zeros.
Well, I'm not going to take a breath test because I've been performed and definitely exercised by my lawyer to not take the breath test.
Go ahead and turn around for me and put your hands behind your back. Right now you're under arrest for OVI.
And your pants pulled hella far up. Yeah, man. So that's your man's right there, man. That's your man's. That's your man's Troy. You know, he basically made Ohio State look bad as a motherfucker. That's first of all, because he couldn't do his ABCs. Secondly, dude, you are fucking black in America. Out the womb, you say mama, daddy, and the third thing you learn is don't talk to the police. That is the third thing you fucking learn, man. Where the fuck is you from, Troy? You was not the boy, Troy. This motherfucker, first of all, you got your hands in your pockets. Y'all saw that shit, right?
Troy want to go home.
Troy ain't going fucking home, man. Troy, first of all, you drunk to the motherfucker. I done been drunk. And then you ain't, another reason I don't think you a real brother is that police sober us up. I ain't been sober more than when I hear, woo, woo. What happened then? Man, you get a pep in your step, you start sitting up straight, you fixing mirrors, hold on. You know what I mean? You thinking about all type of shit. You making life decisions when the police pull you over. Am I lying or am I not? Tone low.
Put that under the seat, man. Here, roll the window down.
Okay,
Light a cigar.
and this is for somebody who has had
Who's on
experience.
parole?
Nah, man. You know,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he done been there and seen that, man. So what was his mistake, Stone?
Oh, he fucked up.
Okay.
Fucked up.
You fucked up for even talking to how you fuck up. Tell me that.
DWB, driving while black.
Okay, that's number one. That's number one.
In a white area?
In a white area.
It's over.
Okay, what about that gene code he had? He had a John Denver Rocky Mountain High gene code on.
He has a degree in bachelor's.
He has a degree in bachelor's. Yeah, man, that was some clown ass shit, man. What you think? What you think?
He said he lived right up here. Man, let him go. He was doing fine till the police got behind him.
With him.
When I'm at the club drunk like that, I'm leaving with somebody.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the party. I'm not just fucking man. I'm telling you, yeah, something.
They ran the plate. They knew who it was.
Man.
Why'd they ask his name?
Did you what they say? Yeah, how far did you go in school, sir?
What they got to do with it?
That shit is made. Then I want to go home. You're not going home, motherfucker. Not at all, man.
Somebody call my mom.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. So shout out to Troy. You're a stupid motherfucker, and you are not macking.
Boo.
You feel me?
Troy,
Put
you
that
lost,
right there. You're not macking, Troy. You're not macking.
Hashtag.
Straight up, man. This next story is something that fucking cracked me up. Now, there was a African high school player who was playing basketball in Canada. This motherfucker was 30 years old. Straight up.
In high school.
Now, I want y'all to watch this video, and I want y'all to see if y'all can see like I see that this motherfucker looked like somebody's uncle as soon as he came in. Let's play the video, man.
Hey everyone, it's Ty Simpkins and welcome to The Fumble.
Jonathan Nicola, a high school basketball star, played like a man amongst boys. Because he was. 17-year-old Jonathan is actually 30-year-old Jonathan. He was arrested for posing as a teen over the last 6 months to play basketball at a Canadian high school. Nicola is a Sudan refugee who applied for a Canadian student visa in order to escape the war. The Sudanese baller is 6'9", 202 pounds, and wears a size 16 shoe. Now, prior to the discovery of his real age, his coach said he believes Jonathan has a future in the NBA. Nicola is currently in custody until his hearing next week. This story is so sad. Wouldn't we all try and escape a war by whatever means necessary?
I definitely
Hey, can you
would.
pause that for me right quick? Check it out. Straight up. Hold on. Pick this up. Look at Ty. Ty got a dress. That bitch looking like a baked potato. This looking like a baked motherfucking potato. That's first of all. He looking like a baked potato. Yeah, that is a baked potato. You look like a baked potato from Sizzlers or some fucking where. All right, moving on to this story, man. What y'all think about this, man? What was his name? Thomas?
Yeah.
30 years old.
How do you not see that he's 30 years old? Like, he's 202 pounds. High school students are, like, not that big in weight. I mean, as far as...
How could you not see his ball spot he had? He fucking,
Receding
yeah,
line.
look at that shit. Look at that shit. That is motherfucking uncle. But I don't even blame him, though, because this motherfucker is from the Sudan. He's trying to escape war.
Kairi.
You feel me? I will dunk
How
the
many
shit out
bitches
of
did he
shit.
fuck? That was...
Oh! Was he giving them Canadian high schoolers the black mamba?
I'm hoping he was really...
He was giving them the black mamba. The black mamba. Watch out, bitch. You want that black mamba? Don't you want that black mamba, eh?
The Django with his
Oh! Yeah, bitch, I ain't got. Yeah, man. So my man, I hope he, man, free Thomas, man. You feel me? Free Thomas. He was just trying to play some ball, bro. Straight up. Fuck the principal and the administrator and all them motherfuckers. They was trying to reach a championship. They wasn't even tripping that this motherfucker had gray hair. And he had gray hairs in his goatee and shit. That shit was fucked up. Speaking of more fucked up shit on the McMahon My Opinion show, Ray Lewis, controversial subject. Been doing a lot of soft shoe cooning lately. Well, his son, he has a son. He probably got a couple kids. His son out there, I think it's Ray Lewis Jr. or Ray Lewis the second or the third. He got in a little trouble lately. Yeah, he got in a little trouble. In his college, they say he got down with a little sexual assault.
Pull this
Something
weenie
like
out.
that.
Used it.
Up there. I guess the girl was under the influence, and she said that she wasn't with it. I don't know. I don't have a judgment either way. But can we see that? What you call it? They have the. So yeah, that's the son of Ray Lewis, arrested Friday for alleged sexual assault. Ray Lewis.
Trying to get some pussy.
20. Criminal sexual conduct. What is that? It's like when you slap it with the dick.
It could be all kinds of things.
I don't know.
Causing a disturbance or
Causing a
something.
disturbance. Turn it up.
Sexual conduct.
Yeah, so that shit,
You know how these
man,
young
that right
kids
there ain't, that's not macking, you know what I mean? And the reason it's like this, I feel for the youngster because he probably out of school, you know what I mean? And, he probably touched a Becky and she did some shit she didn't want to do. Anyway, I ain't gonna move on that. But the thing that really messed me up about this situation is Ray Lewis. See, I don't know if y'all hip to Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis lately has been doing a lot of soft shoe cooning. Not even soft shoe. He got his full tap shoes on. You know what I mean? He been doing shit where he been talking about or criticizing, the Black Lives Matter movement. And I'm not even down with that. I'm just saying, he criticizing that and basically making, points that a lot of white supremacists make, blaming black crime on, basically black people and not the environment that we in. The education, the poverty, all that. He's just saying it's like on us and saying how can we say something about black people getting killed by police and we kill ourselves. Police is a job. They don't supposed to be doing that. Well, anyway, let me show you some of Ray Lewis soft shoe cooning right quick. Put it up for me, man.
I found myself back in my prayer room. I find my spirit very disturbed. While everybody's preparing for the Final Four in March Madness, things that's ran in the newspapers have disturbed me. I'm trying to figure out if black lives really matter. Then in Chicago alone, the murder rate has soared 72% in 2016. 88% in the first 3 months.
Yeah, I don't need to hear none of that, man. That's that sucker shit. That's that sucker fucking Chicken George ass bullshit. Cut that shit, man. Cut that shit. What's up?
The man got hit in the head a lot. He got a lot of concussions.
But nah, the thing that you need to understand when you see that motherfucking coon right there, when he talking that shit, and that self-righteous shit, that motherfucker got a body. I don't know if you know that. Ray Lewis allegedly, he went to jail for murder. It was 2 people, I think one of them died, but it was 2 people assaulted. One of them died before this motherfucker won the Super Bowl. He has a body. And for a person that has a body that is a murderer, allegedly, or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? 'Cause we do have a show, we can't just be talking, whatever. He has a body. You feel me? So you take your time to sit in your prayer room and to fix your voice like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, did you tell your son, don't be taking that pussy. We don't want you taking the pussy. You can't, when you get some pussy, you gotta walk a bitch down the hallway and make sure she get away all nice and she ain't frazzled and dazzled and all that shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. You blaming motherfucking black people for this motherfucking shit that we in, man. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. You know what I mean? All that shit started home, yo. You should be telling your son, be gentle to the pussy. This motherfucker, what y'all think about that? What y'all think about that, man?
Man.
They should have talked about this. If he's already got shit going on, if seniors already got shit going on, he should just talk to his child. Like, look, son, you're gonna run into some situations, and this is what you should do to prepare yourself.
But he cooning though. He tapping, it's black people fault and police ain't out there just hurting black people. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck, man. Tone
Well,
low.
it's Black Lives Matter.
Man, when did he start talking like that? When did he start talking
good
like that?
for him, son.
Yeah, man, that shit,
This
man.
incident, that's when.
Yeah, see, you blaming black people when you should have took the time and talked to your son and
all
let
that
him
money,
know
you
that we
coulda sent him
live
to a
under
school.
a system of motherfucking white supremacy. You
Suck
feel me? You
ass
should have
nigga.
talked to him about that and let him know that we are in
He's letting him know
America.
what's up.
Nah, he didn't tell him that you can't be taking the pussy.
You gotta have permission.
You can't just take a bitch from the kegger and get irregular. You know what I mean? Man, it's all good, man. That shit is crazy. Ray Lewis, hold on, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just getting this from the room. We getting this. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm getting this from my people. Yes, it's reported that Ray Coon-ass Lewis and Chris Carter had just got fired from ESPN and just got replaced by a real nigga, Randy Moss. Let's give it up for that, man. For real, he just got fired. So Ray, bruh, all that tap dancing and all that Martin Luther King and black preacher and that shit didn't mean nothing because you got fired, motherfucker. Now, ha, ha, ha. So yeah, we're gonna move on. Okay, man. Hey, I gotta get everything straight. You know what I mean? Whose side? I say. We're gonna get all that together, you feel me? We wanna talk about some music right now. You know, we had a very, 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 very hurtful loss. You know, Queen Mother, Wisdom, Soldier, Loved One, Nurturer, Black Panther, Loving Mother, Mother to a King. Man, so many words that I can say. Queen Mother of Fannie Shakur has made her transition to the ancestors. Look at this picture of her, man. Beautiful lady, revolutionary. I miss her. I miss her to this day. One thing that I'll never forget about her, man, is her smile. She had a beautiful, beautiful smile, warm smile. You know, how do y'all feel about that? How do you feel about that, Black Zeus?
She was iconic. She was every eccentric woman's like ideal of who to be. Strong and independent and opinionated and
all that. Queen, man, queen. Very strong.
epitome.
Yeah, straight up.
Like I don't have words because she was iconic to me too. Just epitome is.
She was like our Maya Angelou. I heard that because I went to her service, and it was a beautiful service with drums and music and laughter. One of the things that they didn't have was tears. You know what I mean? It was just like people celebrating her life of a true queen. It was a whole room of people that have personally been touched by this lady, man, and. You know, she had a light that shined. She had a light to shine. How you feel about that, Tom?
Man, it's dope. She touched a lot of people, man.
Speak up to your mic, Cuddy.
That's dope. She touched a lot of people, bro. You know what I mean?
Tupac mom, but she was so much more than Tupac mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to the whole Shakur family. You know, I was there for y'all. Shout out to my sister, Seth. I want to give you special love, Seth, because I know that, this lady right here, she, just like she made Pac, she made Sexual. You feel me? And with Seth, she's ready for holding it down. She's built for that, and her mom built for that. This is a picture right here that's close to my heart. This was the day that in my life, I know this is going to be one of the most best parts or the most fulfilling parts of my life. And this was the day that I was able to bring Mac Dre mom, Mac Wanda, and me and Ray Love and Tupac mom together, along with the other aunties. They came through, and I was able to bring them through Sexual, through Ray Love, we was able to bring them strong black women together. And they, you know, they build, you know, they build and they talk and they, you know, chop game. And I know on that day that their kids, you know, my brothers, my big brothers, two people who done, if it wasn't on them, it wouldn't be no me. I brought their parents together, their mothers, their strong mothers, and I'm just grateful for that. I'm definitely grateful for that, and I will always love, I will always honor the Shakur family. And man, you already know what it is. All y'all know what it is. You feel me? Especially you, all y'all, all my people. Much love to y'all and the Queen of Fame. You always gonna be in our hearts. You always gonna be in our souls, and we know that we got work to do. We know that we got work to do, and we gonna do that work. And then I love you, straight up. Queen of Fame Shakur, man. Man, it's messed up because I got to do this again. We had another bad loss, and that was of the Purple One himself, Prince. Prince died, man. That you know, that hurt me again too. Another Gemini, like I'm a Gemini. You know, king of letting your freak flag fly, being yourself, especially for a black person. You know what I mean? A black or brown person. It was hard to be. You had to be a certain way because we come from places where you got to be a certain way. But this dude, he did his own self. He made it okay to be weird. You know?
He made it okay to just be yourself.
Straight up.
He was like, this is me.
Yeah, he's a weirdo, but he got some dope, you know.
And Tony, you older than us, so
he's a performer.
You saw him.
I watched Purple Rain. You know what I'm saying? You know, lots of times.
I remember even before Purple Rain. I remember it was hard to be a Prince fan back in the day because Prince, you know, even though Michael Jackson, you know what I mean, he wore crazy stuff and stuff like that. Michael came from, you know what I mean, you know, the Jackson 5 where he had the afro, and he didn't just get weird all of a sudden. Prince came in the game. He had one record where he had the little puff, you feel me? And it was just his face. And the next record after that, this man was in the thong and what you call it. And it was hard being a Prince fan, but then you had to treat it like, man, Prince had all the bad bitches. Michael wasn't getting pussy like Prince. I'm sorry I have to take it there, but I just gotta say it. Prince was knocking them down. Not only knocking them down, he was, man, I'm putting you out there. That was some macking shit. I understand why Prince made the time. The time was basically Prince's macking, pimping alter ego. Because he wrote the songs. I don't know if you know that. Like, Prince wrote the songs. Fucking Morris Day was actually the drummer for the time. Alexander O'Neal was supposed to be the lead singer at the time, but Alexander O'Neal fell out. You know Alexander O'Neal. Monday, Tuesday, you know what I mean? Okay, so I don't even know if that's a song. I might be mistaken, but he was supposed to be the singer. But they was basically a group that Prince put together. Prince and Morris Day was high school friends, but that was Prince cool and his Mac and shit that he expressed with the time. You feel me? So he had that game in him when he was wearing them high heels, but he was knocking all the beezies, and not only would he knock them, bitch, you getting a career. You feel me? It was two people, the president and Prince. If you suck their dick, you can get a career.
For real.
Man, if you suck, and just, I allegedly, just think.
Word of today.
His beezies, all of them. Carmen Electra, fucking Vanilla Apollonia. And man, then he had the face of like his perfect bitch that he would knock. You know that face with the eyes and the lips and the nose that he always would have in his shit? Now, if you put that on all the beezies that he knocked, that shit'll fucking fit. Prince was fucking, man, multitasking, macking. Super duper purple. Man. Oh, I don't know, man. I just love his music always. he had the Beezy. So, like I was saying before I got distracted, being a fan of Prince was hard because he was wearing that shit, but he always did knock the bad Beezies. You feel me? Even when he didn't have no fucking holes in his pants and shit, he always knocked the bad Beezies. And I loved him. What would you say, starting with Tone, what would you say is your favorite Prince song?
Oh shit, I don't know. 1999.
Word? Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Zeusy? What you think?
When Doves Cry.
When Doves Cry. Straight
That's
up. 1999. When Doves Cry.
What's yours, Mom?
I adore you. You feel me? Man, you don't even.
Well, Erotic City was a good one too.
Erotic City definitely. No, I'm going there. Fuck that.
That was my shit.
Fuck that. Adore you. Man, I adore you, man. I'm telling you. I did some nasty shit off that, man. You feel me? That and fucking, man, yeah, I adore you. So that's my favorite Prince song. Prince, man. You know, you are definitely a leader. You are somebody who made me want to, you know, get control of my own masters. You feel me? I own every record that I ever put out, except one, and I'm still trying to get that back. But yeah, so I really thank you for that, man. And I thank you for your contribution to music and to art and to everything, man. Rest in peace, Prince. Thank you very much. You know what I mean?
Purple for him, man.
Moving on, we're going to get real quick because we got a lot more show to do and it's a lot more dope stuff. But let's talk about Drake. Drake. You know? On a Tuesday. Let's talk about Drake, you know. Views from the 6. My man. Sold 600,000 in one day. I give him up for that, man.
Over $1 million a week.
Yeah, I give it up. What you say, Dirtbag?
Over $1 million in a week.
Over $1 million in 1 week. That is dope, eh? Straight up. Shout out to Drake, you know what I mean? Shout out for that. You know, I listened to the record. Have y'all listened to it?
I listened to most of it.
Yeah. I think to me it seemed like he was getting back to his like original style. You know what I mean? With the singing and stuff like that. I think it's cool. He got some knockers on there, you know.
Kind of body niggas.
20 songs, yeah, you know, you could have held back on that a little bit. I think, but you know, Drake is the man. He does his thing. You know, he's sitting on top of the building. He deserves that. You know, shout out to Drake. Moving on the Mac Mall, my opinion podcast. UBs. Let's talk about, man. I'm drinking this beer, but what I really need is a cold glass of lemonade. Let's talk about this thing that's been taking over the internet, man. That's been taking over the world. Your mama talking about lemonade. Your baby mama acting funny. You feel me? Here we go. Queen B herself. Lil Kim's Queen B. We're going to keep it quick. Queen B herself, Beyonce, has came out with a record called Lemonade. Is the record called Lemonade?
Yeah. Lemonade.
Yeah, the record is called Lemonade. It's not even a record. It's an experience. It's like a fucking Disneyland ride. You know, where she basically got a record. It came on HBO. She had a whole little videos, an audio record, where she basically talked about getting cheated on, allegedly. Jay-Z, fucking Becky with straight hair, shit like that. You know, I saw the video. I had to because and people, I do this shit for you. Know that, man. I'm doing this shit for you. I don't want to watch the Beyonce.
Me too.
A fucking an hour long of a chick talking about a motherfucker cheating. Like, come on, man. You feel me? Like, nah, that ain't the business. But, so I watched it, and I saw the shit. Beyonce, she has great writers and the whole thing. I know she's shooting propaganda, because I'm a motherfucker who can fucking see and can actually hear and is not force-fed shit. So, you know, I know what she's doing. You know, it's dope. Beyonce is a great artist that is able to put her finger on the pulse of what's going on. She know right when to hit them. It's a lot of chicks who want to get married. It's a lot of chicks who think a motherfucker ain't ready for their jelly. There's a lot of chicks that think, you feel me, that, you know, to the left. So she know when to hit them. There's a lot of chicks who want to get married. I need a ring on it. So now she knows a lot of chicks who getting cheated on. So she hit them with that shit. Right, so she hit them with that shit. and it's selling. And the thing that's funny to me is motherfuckers actually think that these fucking damn near billionaires is actually beefing, and if they was fucking beefing, that they would put it on the record. Like, they actually think she beefing with Jay-Z. That shit is funny as fuck, man.
Who knows? Maybe she was before at one point.
Man, dude.
And they just hit it very
Jay-Z owns Tidal. He
Yes,
owns
I know.
Tidal. Let's break this shit down for the slow. He owns Tidal, or he's a part owner, or whatever. That record came out on what? Come on, class. It came out on Tidal. Okay. He heard that record before hella people heard that record. He gave the thumbs up for that record to come out. He gave the thumbs up for the promotion. He gave the thumbs up for the first video when she doing all that shit. I'm gonna be bouncing on the next man dick. Yeah. He gave the money for that shit. Nah, you gotta say it like this. You ain't looking mad enough. You feel me? He doing that. If he, and at one time he ever felt like, you know what? Hey, babe, I don't know how Jay-Z talk. I don't know how he talk. Right? Okay, so if he ever once said that he didn't like that, that would not come out. Beyonce she signed to somebody. She signed to Tidal. So she has to basically, man, if they told her to talk about flowers, she would be coming out sounding flowers, man. That's how the game is built.
True.
She fuck with her husband. Her husband know what's up. That's why he finna fucking come with a fucking rebuttal. Because he know y'all motherfuckers is gonna buy that too. You know what I mean? And that shit is fucking, it's genius. But it's funny, man, on Facebook, because I know y'all be seeing that shit too. On Facebook, man, it's just, yeah. Fuck Becky! I don't know, man. Come on, y'all speak on this, man.
Like, who the fuck is Becky?
She got,
Imaginary bitch.
she has good hair, that's all I know.
I got good hair.
Are you Becky?
Hell no.
Okay, all right, then.
I'm
All
not
right.
beefing with Beyonce.
All right. For the record, Zusi is not beefing with Beyonce.
No.
She is not Becky. Well, yeah,
Not Becky. I
that
got
shit
good
is
hair,
whack.
but
Tone low, man. Come
I
on,
ain't fucking
man.
with Becky, man.
Come on, Tone. What you got to say about this, Tone low?
Man. Let's show them the video.
We can't, the shit, man, they don't got that shit. Jay-Z is not letting that shit, man. Jay-Z is not letting that shit out, man. But shout out to Beyonce, though. Much love to Beyonce, man. Keep getting that motherfucking money. And thank you for having Serena. Yeah, so that was Serena, right?
I think so, yeah.
Serena
Yeah.
Williams, thank you for having her.
I don't know if it's her or the other sister.
She could have twerked a little bit more, but I'll take what I can get. I'm good with that. You know, Serena, thank you very much.
Olympic athlete twerk.
Yeah. Very, very, what Future say? Sensational.
Stand up.
You are Superwoman. Like, for real, I'm sorry. But Beyonce, thank you for that, because I did have to watch all that fucking man-hating shit. But you did have her twerking. So shout out to Beyonce, much love. You feel me? Keep that shit lit. Yeah.
We need iced tea next.
Iced tea, hold on.
Then
Yeah,
iced tea.
Yeah, so man, let's get into one of my favorite parts of my show, the Mac Mall My Opinion broadcast. And this is Mac Tracks. And this is every episode we're going to show you, you know, some groups that I think that y'all need to hear, some dope cats in the Bay Area that's getting down. And this episode of the Mac Mall My Opinion podcast, we have the KNO Mob from the Country Club Crest, California. You feel me? YL the King and his brother King Draco. And this is, this is their video, you know what I mean? And it's called HD, and it's from the RNC mixtape. And that RNC is for real Crest nigga, you know what I mean? Crest side, stand up. Let's get into this video, man.
Boy.
KNO Mob, HD.
DJ Ghost. Big head on the beat. I'm tryna be on TV with the HD. Flicking through channels, see myself going crazy. Turning on with the squad on the daily. All that bullshit you talking, it don't faze me. I see that picture perfect. You see that picture perfect. We see that picture perfect. Hell yeah, that picture perfect. We got another hit. Bitch in the top 10. Heard the pussy get around. Baby, you a trend. She be fucking with my friends. Niggas I don't know though. I just wanna fuck but don't come in. I'm a no-show. I'm a fly nigga, no airstrip. And these hoes need a pilot. Move like a forklift. It's a lot on my pallet. I feel like I made a pallet. All these labels sleeping on me. Can't afford it with a red beam. This case creeping on me. I feel like I'm okay. You know I got a dream. I had to notice since a young nigga that I'm a rapper sing. I'm tryna be on TV with the HD. Flicking through channels, see myself going crazy. Turning over with the squad on the daily. All that bullshit you talking, it don't faze me. I see that picture perfect. You see that picture perfect. We see that picture perfect. Hell yeah, that picture perfect. Success a little close, I can taste it. I'm drinking out the bottle, I ain't chasing. She poppin' pills just like a patient. I'm going OD, I ain't thinking. Okay, I'm fucking that bitch. She sucking my dick. I think I'm the shit. I dress like I'm rich. Okay, I'm ballin' till I fall out. Off drugs, I'm a wild out. Keep my gun, yeah. Got bands, I don't play no drums, yeah. I'm counting money. I spend it how I wanna. I do what I wanna. Lean in my Arizona. Never been to Arizona. I'm tryna be on TV with the HD. Flicking through channels, see myself going crazy. Turning over with the squad on the daily. All that bullshit you talking, it don't faze me. I see that picture perfect. You see that picture perfect. We see that picture perfect. Hell yeah, that picture perfect. DJ Go.
Yeah, so yeah, man, I know y'all love that video right there. My little cousins, my real family. You know what I mean? YL, the King Draco. You know what I mean? Shout out to her here. Tony, you remember them as little kids, though, huh?
What's up, man?
I've
seen them from here get this, man. Shout out, man.
Them,
Respect,
man. Shout
man.
out to them, you know what I mean?
Keep doing your thug thing.
Got to. You know what I mean? We're going to keep it moving, though, man. Much respect, and I hope y'all love that video like I love that video. We're going to keep it moving, though. You know, Mac Mall Celebrity News. You know, when we got the tea, we drink the tea, we might, spill the tea on your motherfucking ass, whatever.
It might be hot. So
Straight up. With this first celebrity news is something that is close to my heart, because I am an Erykah Badu fan. Shout out to the queen, Erykah Badu. She just had a birthday recently, and they had Dave Chappelle singing "Happy Birthday" to Erykah Badu. No, he wasn't singing "Happy Birthday." He was singing one of my favorite songs ever in life, and that was "Creep" by Radiohead.
Awesome.
So let's get into that, man. "Creep." Punk rock right here, man. Dave Chappelle singing "I'm a fucking creep" at Erykah Badu's birthday party. That shit is punk rock, yo. Straight up, man. Shout out to the Black Rockers, man. My name is Jamal Rocker. Shout out to the fucking Black Rockers, man. We out here, it's a few of us. We gotta stick together, man. You know what I mean? Bad fucking brains, man.
Fuck.
Straight up, you know? The
Shout
Rockers,
out
man.
to the Black Rockers, then.
The Black Rockers.
Shout out.
Okay, this next fucking thing is something that, I have to talk about because I do have a show, and like I said, I do this for y'all. not even for myself. And this is something that man, it must be addressed. And it's a story that's been going around all through hip hop, all through the media. And it's a story of, it's actually two stories. One story is of Erykah Badu has had several allegations, people that came out and that said that in the past, and that Erykah Badu is was the leader of the Zulu Nation, some of the forefathers of hip hop, you know. Yeah, well, anyway, he had a lot of men that came out and said that he touched him and did, you know, different things, sexual acts with minors. I want to say that, minors. It wasn't just like homosexual acts, because if it was just that, you know, the world we live in, it really wouldn't have been an issue. But this was something with minors, kids. And for me personally, my opinion, this is the My Opinion show, and in my opinion, that is always fucking wrong. Straight up and down. So, you know, that's one of the stories. I know you guys probably heard about that. But another one of the stories, and something that really affected me, was of KRS-One.
His cheerleader.
The teacher, Tone Loc said his cheerleader, basically getting on a podcast that I'm a fan of, that I listen to, and that's Nori. And I forget the DJ name, I'm sorry about that, but he has a podcast called Drinking Chat. KRS-One got on there, and I know I'm paraphrasing, I'm fucking up what he said, and I want everybody that's watching this to go out there and look at the shit actually, so you can hear what he said. But he basically said some shit like, you know, if you know, what does it mean if Band did that? First of all, they're rumors, and rumors ain't truth, and this one and that one. And basically, to me, he basically said some shit allegedly that this dude, well, if he did do that, what did that mean to him in hip hop? What does that mean to his legacy in hip hop? Does that affect his legacy? KRS-One, yes sir, that does affect his legacy. He said, well, you know, if you grew up in the shelter, or if you grew up in the fucking...
He was pretty young.
If you grew up in the shelter, or if you grew up in there, you got a lot of homeboys. And you don't know about, you know, if one of your homeboys is a killer, or one of your homeboys is a thief, or a rapist. And, you know, we don't know, man. That's just your homeboy. Nah, bruh.
If that's your homeboy, you should know.
First of all, I don't got no motherfucking homeboys that's like that. You can be the killer's killer of the motherfucker. You can stack bodies on them. If you don't snitch and you don't fuck with no fucking kids, that's street. That's street. That's the rule in the fucking street. You know what I mean? And that shit ain't right. KRS-One, you ain't right for that shit, man. Them is children. Children can't defend themselves. Why the fuck is you defending a grown motherfucking man? Can y'all speak on this?
Man.
As somebody who go to the pen, or somebody, excuse me, Tone, who have been to the pen.
Man, somebody who go.
How many years? Nah, this real shit though, man. How many years you think you done in jail?
Yeah, man.
Speak up, Cuddy, because they need to hear this.
Lots of them.
Many moons, right?
Many moons.
Now, when you in jail, who can walk the fucking yard with their head up, man?
It won't be none of them two, because they.
It won't be a what? A rat or a fucking or a rat or a fucking pederast,
yeah,
a rapist,
pedophiles, none of y'all.
What happened to them, Tom?
They get locked up all by themselves, but somebody gets to them sooner or later.
Straight the fuck up. So how do you feel about one of the teachers of hip hop giving a pass to that motherfucking shit?
Oh, he'll be somebody's bitch too.
And you heard it first on the Mac Ball motherfucking My Opinion podcast.
Hello.
You backing that shit up, you will be fucking man.
Hey,
okay.
Straight up, everybody got to answer to somebody, man. You know what I'm saying? If you vouch for somebody in the game, straight up, man. You with them. You with them. So you know what I'm saying? You a pedophile too. You probably fucking somebody. Y'all probably had a threesome together with a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I would have wanted with a kid, allegedly.
There's some deeper secrets.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying?
Allegedly.
Straight up, man.
Yeah, thank you, Tone, man.
Real.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. Tone Loc, man. He got the wisdom, man. You feel me? Straight up. So what's up? What's up, Zeusy? You as somebody with a kid.
As somebody with a kid, I was about to start exactly that way. As somebody with a kid, that shit is That shit is just unforgivable. That's just not anything that you do. You touch my child, I will come for you. I will
All
come
the time.
for you. So that's just something you don't fucking do. What if I threaten your child?
I don't know if he has children. Like I don't know. We might have to give a dirtbag. Dirtbag.
There are people without children.
I don't know
Can't feel that.
KRS-One
Dude, you have
Either one of them.
Nah, it was just ill to hear him actually.
KRS-One got hella kids.
Okay, well he has children. And I know that he wouldn't be down with that shit if one of his homeboys. So, let me ask you a question, KRS-One. Would you let your fucking friend, where it's no problem, that's up to them, would you let him babysit your fucking kids?
You better say no.
That shit is whack, yo. That's my opinion. Man, I don't even want to give it to him, but I might have to give it to him, man. KRS-One. That shit that you said is not fucking macking.
100%.
I need a red one. Moving on. We gonna keep this shit going, man, on the Mac Mall My Opinion show. What's up? Y'all still with me, man? What's going on, man? We gonna move it on, and since it's, it's the season for catching the vapors. Nah, it's actually the the voting season where all these people tell us all these beautiful lies.
And it sounds so pretty.
And they want you to vote, you know what I mean? It's after, Obama was your black boyfriend. Now, who you gonna get with after your black boyfriend? You know what I mean? Is you gonna turn gay? You might want to do the scissors one time.
Scissor action.
You feel me? Or you might want to motherfuck with, after the black guy, you might want to fuck with a Republican, Bush, crazy white guy with fake hair. You know what I mean? Somebody who wear penny loafers and no socks.
The Splendid Daddy.
You might want that Splendid. That's fucked up. Yeah, man. So we are here in the voting season, man. And the first person we're gonna talk about, me personally, I'm not voting, so I'm gonna talk shit about everything. I'm letting y'all know off top. And if you ain't doing nothing specifically for motherfuckers like, you know what I mean,
ain't
like
none of us
me with
voting,
this
Mom.
skin color, I'm not voting. So
We're
fuck
not
you.
voters.
This is
Fuck
a
you.
unanimous unvoter
Okay, so we all ain't
section.
voting, so
We
we're gonna
don't
talk
vote
shit
anyway.
the whole time. And I don't give a fuck what you put in the motherfucking comment box. Fuck that. Let's talk about motherfucking race. Hillary Clinton. Janky motherfucking ass. If you, what the cold part, I wish you was one of like my beezies, cause you a damn bitch though. You feel me? Like you a bitch who like to steal a motherfucker watch. You know what I mean? Like you got that in you. Like you still not even to fit in though. Like you sitting her on a date or something. She'll fuck around and steal the wallet and the watch. You know what I mean? For real. Like I like that. So, but you is fucked up though, bitch though. For real. You a fucked up bitch, Hillary. You know what I mean? Straight up. Let's talk about. She went on the morning show. And actually said, I think it was Charlemagne or one of them asked him, what do you put in your bag, Hillary? And she said this. Can we watch the video, please?
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
See? That's it, man. That's it. You heard what this motherfucking bitch said? It's fucking working.
It's working.
Now, I know we on a hip hop channel. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? My Mexican landlord, Dirtbag Dan. It's a battle rap channel, and I know what I'm on. A lot of cats might not be hooked up on politics and shit like that. But I want to tell you a little something about the Clintons, and Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton made the term super predator, and she put that term on every black and brown and poor white person, but mainly black and brown. That's what it really was. It wasn't really poor white people. It was black and brown. I'm gonna keep it 100. It was black and brown. I tried to include y'all. It was black and brown.
Don't do that for the cameraman,
You the cameraman ain't even fucking here, man. That's what I'm saying. The white people that I got that's rocking with me, the motherfuckers taking a smoke break right now. Anyway.
Jewish anyway.
Anyway, my point is what I'm saying is she brought in the language of super predator and put that on black and brown kids. And you might say, well, what did that got to do with anything? That language is the reason that they look at a 13-year-old kid or a 17-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid. They look at him as a super predator, somebody that is easy to shoot or plant some drugs on or shoot when they walking home from the store, shoot when they fucking playing with a BB gun in a park. She put that language in the game. So when I see black mothers of kids who was killed by police fucking backing this motherfucking janky bitch, it affects me and it hurts me. That bitch is fucking faulty. And I don't give a fuck how much motherfucking hot sauce this bitch talk about. And let me tell you something, bitch. What's that? Hold on. Bitch, you don't even got Crystal. You got Tabasco sauce, you fucking bitch. Tabasco sauce don't count, bitch. You gotta have Crystal. What y'all think about that, man? Hillary Clinton, give it to me.
I can't do it with her.
What you think about
She's
that? Fake as fuck. And then when they asked the bitch, yeah, so you're pandering to black people? She's like, yeah, it's working. Like, man.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Nah.
Real recognize real and real see you
you're fake.
as clear as fucking Casper, bitch.
As a matter of fact, fire up the blood on that one. That's good. Tone low. What you think about that, bro?
This shit is meaningless. I don't fucking vote. I smoke weed. That shit don't mean shit to me.
Yeah, fucked up. Yeah, and you know what? Another thing that hurt my heart is this bitch had the nerve to go to New York and play dominoes with my Boniquas. Tone is but no Boniqua. You know my Puerto Ricans. And this bitch cheated in dominoes. Don't you know you would get stabbed? You see that shit? Put that shit. That bitch cheated. That 3 don't go there, ho. As my uncle, my weed guru, my OG, and as a Boniqua, as a Puerto Rican, a proud Puerto Rican. What you got to say about that, Tom?
I'm not Puerto Rican.
I've been to a lot of places. I've seen motherfuckers die for less than that.
Man, if that hoe was in Quentin, what'd have happened?
Oh my God.
And she look, she got her motherfucking goofy ass hands up, and it's the punk bitch who told her to do it right here.
It's a bitch
that's standing next to her, and she done played that shit, and they giving this bitch props, man. Check this out. The hot sauce, I ain't even tripping off of. I'm gonna give you a pass for the hot sauce. But the cheating in domino, I can't trust you, bitch. I can't trust you. Moving on. Now, you know, we gonna move on to the asshole of the decade. Somebody who I'm like, man, I'm actually glad for motherfuckers like him because he's one of the people who is gonna tell you his stupid ass fucking the way he feel and his racism is gonna be right in the front. So if he become president, I'm not really tripping because I think it'll wake a lot of people up and it'll change the world. But this is Donald Trump. Donald Trump came to the Bay Area and they blocked the road, made this motherfucker get out the car and walk. You know how you talking about building a wall? Or building a fence, a wall or something and having Mexican people doing it. Well, this motherfucker actually had to hop over a wall. You know what I mean? Let me see that, dirtbag. Check this shit out. See, this when they stopped this fucking car. He's sitting up there, all the motherfucking Halliburton up. What's it? Look at him. They pulling this motherfucker out the car. They scared as fuck. Let me ask you a question. Why do all these people look like them fucking Xbox Hitman 47 looking motherfuckers? Look! These motherfuckers, they all bald head Hitman 47 looking motherfuckers. Agent 47, look.
Those all Klansmen.
Those are clones.
Them ain't Klansmen. Them is mad. Yeah, clones.
The Klan niggas still
They got barcodes on the back of their necks.
For real.
For real.
All that shit, they all got the numbers up. Shout out to all my, what is it, Hitman?
Look at Donald Trump running across the freeway.
He had to jump. That motherfucker ain't jumped. And man, he
In
got a
the
pork
dirt.
in his pocket.
In the dirt and everything.
Hell yeah.
Yo,
He's
bitch
scared.
ass
Hey,
across
look,
the freeway
he's
when
scared
you
as
come to
fuck
the
though.
bank.
He's scared as fuck. Hey, let me tell you something. I wasn't here when this shit happened. I was in New York. Best believe if I was here, I would have went to jail. I would have spit on somebody. I'd have fucking fucked somebody up. But check it out, man. Now this is on this episode of the Mac Mall, My Opinion podcast. I have a very special interview with man, how can I say this? My teacher, my brother, my friend, my producer, my business partner, Kairi Shaheed, the producer for the Mac Dre, Ray Love, Mac Mall, Doobie, the owner, the producer for Strictly Business Records, the owner of Young Black Brother Records, the producer of The Legal Business, the man who made Let's Get It Telly, the man who made Young Black Brother, Khayree. It was my pleasure and a blessing to interview this brother. And I've been knowing this dude for like 20 years, and even I learned something. So I hope you do too. Mac Mall, My Opinion podcast viewers, check this interview I did with Khayree. Yeah, man. Well, you know what you watching, man. This is Mac Mall, My Opinion podcast. And I'm here right now with my brother, my business partner, my, mentor, my, man, my producer, the legend, the legend itself, responsible of the careers of the Mac Dre, Ray Love, Doobie, Young Lay, and of course, me, myself, Mac Mall. This is my man, my brother, Khayree. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. I'm breathing.
Yeah, straight up, man. It's good to have you on this podcast. This is my second show, you know what I mean? And, I always want to make my shows special, you know what I mean? And I want to give, the audience, or my old audience and my new audience, you know what I mean? I want to give them, jewels and people who have jewels, you know what I mean? From kings and queens, So I definitely want to have you on here. Thank you for being in here, you know what I mean? Shout out to my boy, Big Tone, you know what I mean? We in this beautiful lab, you feel me? Doing the damn thing, you know what I mean? Me and you done been in studios like this, creating a lot of stuff that people call classics, you know what I mean? So, that's true. Yeah, so I really want to get into you, bro. So kick back, you know what I mean? And let's start this interview with Khayree, man. Mac Mall, My Opinion podcast. Oh, you very welcome, brother. All right, I ask this question with everybody I do this with. When and why did you fall in love with music?
Okay, earliest memory, like strong memory, 5 years old, going to a school called Grant Elementary in Vallejo, California.
Okay.
My uncle had a 1962 root beer colored Chevy Impala with a bunch of pennies on the dashboard. The dashboard had little holes in it. It's filled with pennies. He comes and picks me up from school at Grant Elementary. I'm in kindergarten.
Grant, that's in the South Side?
South Side. I don't know why. Actually, you know what? Anyway, I've lived all over Vallejo. The Crest, Loafers.
Okay, so you're from Vallejo?
From Vallejo, California.
Word up. Okay, so you were saying that you was in the car with the pennies on the dash.
Right. Earliest memory, when he picks me up, was playing on the radio on KDIA, which is an AM station, black-owned station at that time. We actually had real black radio. Was James Brown, Papa's Got a Brand New Bag.
Word up.
So where I grew up at, between my grandmother's house on Loafers, which is in Vallejo, and I had two grandparents that raised me. My mom's passed away when I was a young boy, 3 years old. Pops tried to raise two young boys. One that was my brother.
Yeah, your brother Erykah Shaheed. Shout out to Erykah.
Correct.
Yeah.
He couldn't do that, so we ended up living with my grandparents after a while.
And that was in?
This was in
Loafers?
This is in Loafers.
Loafers side.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Me staying focused to answer the question.
Right.
Not taking over your show.
Nah.
But in any case, to stick to the point, the love began in those households, my two grandparents' households. One, My uncle played a lot of Sly Stone, a lot of Jimi Hendrix, a lot of Grand Funk Railroad, a lot of James Brown, a lot of Bloodstone. When we was playing baseball in the streets as a little boy, he had a Radio Shack quadraphonic system, mad, just dumb, just ridiculous fidelity. So he'd open the doors up and we outside playing rubber ball, but all this good music would be playing the whole time we were playing. Go to my other grandparents' house who also raised me. They was big Motown, Temptations, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye. So I was getting the best of it. Curtis Mayfield.
Soul in the funk.
Soul in the funk, absolutely. Immersed in it. So as a young child, that's where it began. Now let me give you the second half of that.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Since I'm in a loquacious mood. When I was 12 years old, I went to a talent show. And my uncle, his name is Jack, he played guitar. And I looked up to him. He was like my idol. He was my everything. He had pimp socks. I want to get me some pimp socks.
Right.
Pimp socks are socks we wore back in the 70s. 60s and 70s, actually.
Right.
Silk-like socks with a stripe down the back. They came in all kind of colors for those that don't know. And so I seen them on stage at a talent show, and they were playing James Brown, Night Train. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm in the back of the Dan Foley Cultural Center, which is
Foley's,
yeah. Right. This is for me, a very significant place because so much of
And your uncle was playing the guitar?
He's playing guitar in this band.
Because that was like my question. What was the first instrument that you ever learned how to play?
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you, and then I'm gonna let you take it over again and hit me with a few more questions.
It's all good, brother.
Okay, but I'm getting warmed up with a flow.
Okay, come on,
otherwise, I'll kind of tune out and drift on you. Start talking.
Come
about
on, man.
Anyway, I'm just playing. I'm just playing with you, man. So I'm in the back. This is when I first decided I want to be a musician. Is what I'm answering.
And Dan Foley in that big auditorium, you know what I mean, in North Vallejo, right by Marine World. Yeah.
So I'm inside this building. My uncle and this band are playing James Brown, Night Train on stage, and I'm in the back.
Okay.
And I start getting chills all over my whole body.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know you do.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here having this discussion right here, or made the records we made.
Yes, sir.
So I'm in the back, and I'm getting these chills over my whole body, man, and I'm watching them, and I'm fascinated, just hearing them. And right then I said, you know how you hear the voice in your head?
Yeah.
This is what the voice said. That's what I'm gonna do right there. That's when the decision was made. I was 12, but I didn't act on it for 4 years. Now, if you want the rest of how I ended up with a guitar in my hand,
yes,
I
I
can give
do,
it to
sir.
you.
But I'm just tripping though, because of what you just told me. Because it seemed like, man, we all get that voice. We all get that feeling. For me, that feeling was like the first time, you know, with some people in my book, I talk about this. Some people describe this feeling when they first fall in love. It's a warm feeling that starts in the center of your body and it spread out. That's how I felt when that hip hop hit me. And so that's why I can relate with you. You know what I mean? But how did you get that guitar? From seeing that, how did you get that guitar in your hand?
I made the decision at 12 to do it, but I still didn't do it. At that
Right.
time, I was just messing with his guitar, and this is what I could do. That's pretty much it. And then play Star Trek on the Zamp. One day when I'm probably
you said play Star Trek on the
I
Zamp?
would, like Beam Me Up Scotty, like I was really into Star Trek and Spock and all that. So I messed with his amplifier and be turning the knobs, and he'd catch me, be like, leave my amplifier alone. I told you stop messing with my amp.
Right.
But I'm about 15 and a half. And sometimes, well, I won't even, it's like I said, it's so much to it, man. But let me just get to the essence of what you're asking me.
Brother.
One day, the essence, brother. The essence, boys, the essence. One day, one of my best friends, his name is Rodney Purdy. He lived on Gateway in your neighborhood in the Crest.
OG.
Yes, OG, Rodney Purdy.
Yeah.
He lived right next door to Lionel Morgan. That's on Gateway.
Man,
And in any case, he walks up to me and he said, hey man, I heard you play guitar. And I said, yeah. He said, you want to be in the band? I said, shoot, yeah. You know how we say, shoot, yeah, I want to be in the band. He said, we got rehearsal tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Make sure you're there. Next day, boom, I'm in the garage, right? After the band practice was over, I'm feeling good. I'm pushing my amp home, got it on my skateboard. I'm like, man, I'm in the band.
Yeah.
What I don't know, the whole band had a meeting, and they came to Rodney and they said, man, why you bring dude, man? He can't even play. What you bring him for? And Rodney told him, he said, man, and this is how he talked. Man, don't even worry about it, man. I got blood. I'll work with him. So every day after school, and I mean every day after I dug in the garden, because that was part of my chores, I had to dig it. We grew our own food.
Right.
So I would have to dig in the garden, And my brother Shafiq, who played drums, and Rodney Purdy would help me. And after that, we get in the room. And let's take this part out. Because those that want to play an instrument, maybe rap, that have a desire to express music, and music lives in everybody. It's a matter of how we apply ourselves. And different people have different levels of talent, or what's in them. But you can develop the essence of whatever is in you, whether it's beat a bongo, learn to play a few notes on a flute, a few notes on the guitar. So like I said, when I first started, I didn't really know nothing. So in that band practice, I really thought maybe I don't know what I was thinking, man, even going. I should have said, no, I really can't play, man.
It was the love.
Right, but I figured if I get in there somehow, I'll make it.
You know what I mean? For real.
So we in my room now, and this is what we doing. He say, so I'm playing notes, and I'm doing this kind of stuff. He said, no, man, you got to put your hand, like your finger got to go between the frets. Like, don't hit the steel part. So I'm doing this, but he telling me, and I keep wanting to quit. I said, man, this too hard, man. This hurt me. I'm getting calluses on my hands. And he's like, man, you could do it. He keep inspiring me. You could do it, man. He said, dip your hands in some Vaseline. Get some Vaseline. I ran and got some Vaseline, put my fingers in the Vaseline, and I kept on going. So day 1, day 2, day 3 is, maybe day 4 is, by day 10, it might be, he doing all the other stuff in between, but my notes might just be, and he be like, yeah, man, yeah. And I'm starting to get it.
So it's him.
Oh, it's all him.
It's him.
Without no Rodney Earl Purdy. Swear to God.
Earl Purdy, man. Thank you,
Swear before God.
The Bay Area thanks you. The Bay Area thanks you. Yeah, we're gonna put a picture of the OG
Big fat,
up.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me say this though.
Yeah,
I need to just finish this last part.
Yeah.
And this is the truth. If it wasn't for him not just teaching me, but more importantly, believing that I can do it and inspiring me to do it, there would have been no bass player. Because at this time I'm playing bass. Because Byron Hall, who was the bass player in the band, his mother said, she was a holy roller, Pentecostal church.
Pentecostal.
I don't want you playing that devil music.
Devil music.
You're out the band. So she kicked him out. That's why they needed a bass player. So they said, he can't play guitar. Because guitar is more difficult than bass. This right here, because you're playing 6 strings at once, playing chords, that's a whole nother level. So I started off with the bass, 1 note at a time. So now I'm in the band. First song we playing, one of the first songs. Right. So we playing Roller Coaster with our players.
Right.
And my bass line is.
Hey, check this out. Where was y'all playing at? Where was the first gig?
The first gig, I like how you keep it in the mood. The first gig was Solano Junior High School in Vallejo,
Solano
California.
Junior High School,
I'll give you a picture of that too.
The high school that I graduated from, you know what I mean?
Excuse me, I apologize. Yeah. I'm wrong about that. It was Vallejo Junior High School, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. I was 16.
So where was the place that you did the gig at?
The very first gig?
Yeah, the very first
gig that the band played. The band was called Grand Larceny.
Grand Larceny.
Grand Larceny was the name of the band, named after a San Francisco band. We kind of copied them. They was Grand Theft. We went and seen them at the Veterans Memorial. Just for historical, since I'm a real OG at this point. The Veterans Memorial Building in Vallejo, California was the place that everybody from Ray Charles to Little Richard to, if you were somebody to can function, when you came to the Bay Area and you came to Vallejo, if you were a professional musician, singer, etc., you came to the Veterans Memorial Building on the top of Tennessee Street, and I think it's Marin, and performed there. So I seen this band called Grand Larceny, and that made us name our band, Grand Theft, and we named our band after them, copied Grand Larceny. The first gig was at Vallejo Junior High School, and the bass guitar that I played was pretty much bigger than me.
Wow,
and I was about 5'1".
Shout out to Vallejo High, you know what I mean? I went to Hogan High, you know what I mean? But that's dope, man. So that was your first entry into music, you know what I mean? And then we all know that you became, you know, you went from that guitar to learning the keyboards, to the drums, to everything that you played on all of our records, you know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, I thank the OG for getting you there, you know what I mean? But you later became a producer, you know what I mean? You started producing records, you started making songs, getting some heat up under you. I would like to ask you, what's the first record that you produced that made it to record?
The first record that I produced that made it to vinyl.
To vinyl, yeah, that's what I mean.
Was Vallejo, California's first rap record, and that record was called Hubbahead, and that was
Vallejo, California's first rap record. I remember that. And who was it by?
It was by the Lover Twins.
Hubbahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, the group was called Khayree and the Lover Twins because they said I had a cool name, so they put my name first, not me.
I remember you back then, brother. It might have been okay.
Yeah, I had a Jerry curl, and you know.
Yeah, so Hubbahead, man, that was a big record in Vallejo. You know what I mean? Very, very big, and one of the first rap records that I heard, especially coming from the town. But what I want to know is, man, how did you meet my Cuddy, you know what I mean, my namesake, you feel me, the first generation Mac, Michael the Mac Robinson?
I gave you a lot of history about how I grew up on music and the kind of music I used to listen to. One of the primary influences in my life musically at a very, very young age, I mean 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way through my life, was a drummer who was Mike's uncle. The drummer's name is Steve Scales. And,
Word.
And I went to Solano Junior High School, or middle school now it's called. And every morning when I went to school, I got a quarter for lunch. And I would go and I would give my lunch money, like a quarter buy you milk and the whole thing anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Right, a quarter, yeah. And every day I would give my lunch money to Steve Scales to play a drum beat for me in the morning.
He an OG from my man. Like, I know that name, you know what I mean?
He played in a bunch of different bands and stuff. Like somebody I looked up to. Him and my uncle played in the band together. So here I come, and in 7th grade, actually it was before Solano, whatever, Elsa Wiedemann, I would give him my lunch money, he played this boom, 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 and I'd be like, ugh, just excited. I'm giving him my lunch money.
You're not finna eat.
I'm not even eating just to hear a drum beat. Now I'm getting the mic. I'm really gonna wrap it up for you.
Because that's Mike's. That's Mike's.
That's Mike's uncle. This is who influenced Mike as a musician and a rapper.
He was a musician.
And influenced me. Even before Mike started really being dedicated to music.
Now, can I ask you a question? Was that
Can I finish it? Because it's really difficult to cut these thoughts off.
All right, go ahead.
You would get more out of me by letting me go for a minute.
Go ahead.
So now I'm giving him my lunch money.
Okay.
One day I come by, I give him the quarter. He started playing the beat. Boom boom back boom boom back boom boom back boom boom back boom blah. What the fuck? Where's the rest of it? That's all for the day. Oh, come on, man. I'm trying to illustrate my love and how passionate I was. Now, Mike wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
I'm maybe 10 or 11, right? Giving him his uncle, Mike's uncle, who is the godfather of Loftus musicians, if you will, who's playing with Marvin Holmes and the Uptights and all these Oakland cats. I'm giving him my lunch money. Now, years later, born is Michael Charles Robinson. To who? To Brenda Scales, who's Mike, hear me out, who's Mike's mother.
Yeah.
Brenda Scales is Mike's mother. She gives birth to Mike. Mike comes up, and he grows up on Loftus, hearing a band 2 houses away from where he's growing up at. He lives in a crest with one grandmother, just like me.
Granny, real OG, man, Kemper Street, excuse me.
It's cool. And he lives with his other grandmother, Mrs. Scales, in Loftus. 2 houses away from where he lives in Loftus, he hearing boom, 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 he growing up around funk.
Real
like
You say motherfucker on here. Yeah.
I know, but I told myself I didn't want to cuss. It's a Richard Pryor in me, and I do it too much. So I figured I'm trying to lean back from the cussing.
All right.
But in any case, so now Mike is growing up around this, but not just me. His mother sings, and his uncle play drums. So let's speed it up now. How do I start working as a rapper with Mike? Well, first of all, you should know how I even got into rap. Who was my influence, so that I can tell you how I got Mike to dedicate himself to it, because he did it. But he wasn't doing it when he met me.
I remember him being young, man, riding around on that moped with the speakers on there. You feel me?
Yes.
But Mike was a producer. He was a singer. He could do a lot of stuff. See, you telling me stuff I didn't even know about his mother and about his uncle.
Okay, so thank you. Staying on point for you.
Yeah.
My influence was a group called The Last Poets from New York.
I love The Last Poets.
The Last Poets was so I started copying them. I would play congas like, and I'd put raps, my own raps that I'd write, conscious raps, you know what I mean, revolutionary raps like the Last Poets, over that. Then I got into various other rappers, we can get into that later to keep it off of me going back to Mike. Now, so that's my influence. Now I start becoming doing rap. One of the first cats that, I mean, they didn't even know hip hop. Like rap records are kind of rare.
Yeah,
I ain't even heard no Too Short, none of that.
Sir, yes,
it's
sir.
Egyptian Lover around this time. The Dream Team,
thing.
yeah. You know, and I'm doing it on 4-track. Okay, so I'm doing stuff on 4-track, so work with a few different people, the Lover Twins and whatnot. And one day I see Mike. And somebody had told me, Mike, rap. He said, rap? I said, man, I heard you rap, man. Like, you know, let's do some music together. He said, oh, I sold my turntable and my mic to get a moped.
That's the moped that I used to see Mike ride around on, man. And Mike was big for his age, you know what I mean? He used to ride around on his moped and blare music. I never knew where he got his talent from. And just hearing you say that about his mother and his uncle, like, man, because Mike could sing, Mike could do music, and he can rap, you know what I mean? And y'all two hooking up. And just to know that it's from Northside Loafers, you feel me, him being doors down, and it's all a family thing, man. It's very, very organic and kind of like it was meant to be.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Straight up, you know what I mean? So you and Mike is working.
So,
yeah.
No, we're not working then because he sold his shit to get a moped.
Okay.
So, so I tell him, I say, man, so when you get serious, let me know. Maybe 4 or 5 months go by. You know, I got a little Granada, I'm running up and down Loafers, so I'm starting to work with a few little rappers. My first rappers I ever worked with was my two cousins. Yeah. They just come in my bedroom, lay down a rap on the 4-track. You know, that was the first rap I ever did. Yeah. And one day I'm going and coming, and Mike see me and he say, this is all he say. I'll never forget. He say, I'm serious. I say, you are? He say, yeah. I say, come by my house, man, in Rancho. In fact, I lived in Rancho at that time. And he came by the house in Rancho. This is a neighborhood in Vallejo, California, where I live. Yes, sir. And the first song that Mike and myself ever made, to the best of my knowledge, the first song we ever made was a song, and I still had a recording of this. It was a song called In Foley.
At Foley's. Was it that one?
Yeah.
Oh, my people out there.
Yep, that one.
Okay, that's oh my God. This some real history y'all getting, man. You know what I mean? For real, man. I heard that song off Foley's. It ended up being on his first record, you feel me? But I want to know something else because I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I want to know, you know, after you got Mike, how did you meet two of your business partners and brothers, you know what I mean, good friends, Rick Nelson and Renard Powers?
I have to mention, you said Rick Nelson and Renard Powers, the third person. And actually the primary two were Renard Powers and Andre Sweeney, and Rick Nelson. Okay. Rick Nelson grew up on the same street as myself. He's younger than me, probably 10 years younger than me, something like that.
Shout out all the OGs, you feel me?
Rick Nelson grew up, he lived right next door to my brother where we practiced and played drums at. 2 houses away, actually. Okay. 2 or 3 houses away. So we've been knowing each other our whole life. Right. His older brother, main influence on me. So now, this is how it happened. So here I am, a producer. Then I wouldn't be that if it wasn't for Jay King, because I didn't even know what producing was, and he gave me my first opportunity and put
This is Jay King from Timex Social Club.
Club Nouveau.
You know what I mean? Excuse me. It's cool. Club Nouveau. I think the same, but Club Nouveau. Man, a big influences in all our careers. You know what I mean? He was one of the first people that we actually saw do it. I would say that we saw do it on a big level. Like he was up there with the Princes and all that, you know what I mean, in the same circle.
On tour with Madonna and all that.
Yeah, on tour with Madonna. So shout out to Jay King, you know what I mean? So Jay got you producing. Right. You got, you know, you working with the Mac and Renard and Rick and Renard.
So now I'm starting to produce a little bit. Yeah. And I decided I already had a record company called Big Bank Records. That's what we released Hoverhead on. That was the very first.
Big Bank Records.
Yeah, 1983.
Okay, Big Bank Records, y'all.
Just real quick, watch how quick I tell you a 15-second story that's relative to this. I'm at Felton Pilot Studio. Felton Pilot is one of the primary musicians, singers, songwriters in the legendary group Confunction.
Confunction, that's from the crest side of Vallejo, my hood. You feel me?
Okay, well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right. Anyway, why is he laughing? Anyway, we're not going to explain everything. So Felton Pilot, I used to cut his lawn, dig his backyard up, plant grass, paint his kitchen, all that for studio time.
Straight up.
And one day I'm at Felton Studio, Jay King comes by. And Jay says, hey man, I'm finna be a millionaire. He said, I got a hit record, man. It's finna be big. It's gonna make me a millionaire. You should come work with me. I got a record company called King J Records, and he's going on and invite me to work with his record company. And I said, yeah, man, that's cool. I said, I got a record company too. It's called Big Bank Records. You know what I mean? And basically, I'm like, thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
About 3-4 weeks later, I'm driving in my raggedy Mustang with the hole in the floorboard where water used to leak up through, with a big ass speaker cabinet in the back. That was my sound system.
Right.
Was the bass amp cabinet. And I'm listening to the radio. And lo and behold, I hear boom, 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 Rumors come on. I'm like, this fool on the radio. It's Jay's song.
Yes, sir.
Before you know it, he's a millionaire.
Yes, sir.
He's giving me $1,000 a month for nothing. Literally, he called me and said, Kairi, you need some money? Because he got money now. We go way back. When I was doing revolutionary talk on Vallejo High School campus, he was one of my students that I teach.
Now.
He's giving me $1,000 a month for nothing, meaning that, we probably, he's like, you need some money? I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool. He said, Kairi, you need some money? I said, yeah, man, I really need money. I'm a starving musician. I'm living in a rancho. He sent me $1,000 a month, which in 1980, I think 87, somewhere around there. 86, 87. Actually, it was 87, 88. Was a lot of money at that time. He puts me on as a producer. To make a long story short, I produced my first records for major labels through his label, because he's got deals with Warner Brothers, RCA, etc. Now you asked me to connect it to Mike, right?
Uh-huh. To Mike and Rick and Renard.
Right, thank you. So this is how it started. Now that I'm working with Jay and making a few dollars, it takes a little bit of pressure off me, but I want to do my own thing. Because I make, the first record I produced for Jay, I make $60,000.
Can I ask you a question? Was that the Vanilla Ice stuff?
No.
All right.
This was New Choice.
New Choice.
I done a whole album, a girls group. 5 girls, very talented girls from New York. It's an R&B and hip hop. I'm mixing them both. Before I even heard anybody doing it, other than Full Force, because they was messing with it.
Right.
And I was taking it there with a DJ scratching, breaking down the song, going into, oh man.
Straight up.
So now I want to start a record company, and me and Mike were on EPMD. We used to listen to EPMD, but we loved Strictly Business was the name of that album, right? Their first album.
Okay.
So we just we own that whole album from beginning to end.
Right.
We going to LA to promote The Game is Thick, to go to the Slauson Swap Meet. We listening to EPMD. So we decide together we gonna name the record company Strictly Business Records.
So you actually had The Game is Thick before you had the name Strictly Business Records?
No, we didn't. We had Strictly Business Records before that, but the first record that we made on Strictly Business Records was The Game is Thick.
A classic, something that changed my life, you know what I mean? Because it was actually a time where I was able to see somebody from around the corner who I saw my whole life. I know his people's everything, actually do it. You know what I mean? He hooked up with Renard and Rick, you know what I mean? They started the record label, and this was the first product. I remember getting a poster from the Mac in my 7th grade class, and everything about it was just dope, man.
I went to my cousin and I said, man, first I went to Captain Saberho, Kevin.
Kev, shout out to Kev.
And I said, man, I need somebody that got bread. He introduced me to this hustler out of Oakland.
All right.
His name, the hustlers, I went to Captain Saberho named Kevin, who we call Captain Saberho. He introduced me to this cat named Will Clay. Will Clay had bread. He put the money up for The Game is Thick.
Word, so it was Will Clay who put the money up for The Game is Thick?
First, initially.
Okay.
But then he ended up having to do time in the feds, and he's like, man, you go ahead, do what you gotta do, because I'm not gonna be able to do nothing. But we had the first Game is Thick press up, and if you remember, there's 2 Game is Thick. There's the Bumblebee, which was the Game is Thick.
The yellow and black, just
yes.
the sticker and stuff like that before y'all did the Woo Wham.
That's right. We
iconic.
all called it the Bumblebee because we didn't have no cover, and it was just the yellow sticker.
The yellow sticker with a briefcase full of money. It was drawn out. It was a briefcase full of money, and it had the briefcase with the handcuff on it.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that record. I think that was one of the first ones I saw.
And then when he left, I went to my cousin Tony and I said, man, I need some financial support. I got talent, but we need it. He said, man, I know some cats that might be interested. And, they doing good. They got a clothing store. This was Renald Powers and Andre Sweeney. And so we met, and long story short, without going into all the incredible, wonderful stuff, that's the story, but they put the money up. And we pressed up The Game is Thick again. We decided we wanted to do a cover.
Oh my God. Can I ask you, what was the name of the store? New Fashion?
GQ Fashion.
GQ Fashion. Yeah,
Yes,
I remember
on
that.
Harbor Way
I
in
remember
Richmond,
that.
California.
Richmond, California. You know what I mean? For sure, man. That was so just, you know, it just inspired like all of us. You know what I mean? Now this is one thing I want to talk to you about. The Mac's record covers were visually captivating and told a story on their own. Was that done purposely?
Yeah.
I know it was. You know what I mean? Can you tell them?
Yeah, it was done.
Why you did stuff like that?
Because we wanted to have an impact. We wanted to get the rap audience, give them something that they can relate to, and a cougar on Vogues with Dayton's, and you know what I mean, with the top blown and the caddy barrettes, all these type of things, and a 9mm and pimp socks and the whole thing, and valleys and all that is what everybody in the 80s and donkey ropes was into. So in Renal and Drip, truly was hustlers.
Oh yeah, they was living like that, man. Definitely. Like I remember you telling me, you might not even remember this, you know what I mean? On this same question, I remember you telling me that, like, man, you know, people buy with their eyes. You feel me? And to me as a youngster, you know what I mean, it seemed like you was very into propaganda. You know, maybe that came from the Black Panthers, just the imagery, you was very into that. And I remember you telling me just like how people, the image, people buy that, the name of the songs and stuff like that. I vividly remember you telling me stuff like about that. And then Mac record covers, you know what I mean, was very, very just strong. You know what I mean? You couldn't stop looking at that. You know what I mean? They told a story from the front to the back. You know what I mean? It was very, very just strong, man. You know what I mean? For real.
That was
and that's what made
it.
that was Renal, just with the imagery like that?
It was a combination of all of us.
Yeah.
But in terms of that street influence, and in terms of making it authentic, like for example, the Ray Love "Get My Money On" video. You notice that video when they in the kitchen cooking it.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about Ray. We're gonna get into Ray.
I'm just saying that the authenticity of whatever was presented on camera, whether it's video or still images, they knew. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't go get the caddy, and that was Renal's Cougars. I'm just saying, I want to make sure that it's clear
y'all
that his
had the
influence.
flavor. Y'all just had the flavor of the time, you know what I mean? And young players, like real young players, you know what I mean, that was out there doing it. And, you know, it showed throughout the music and throughout the imagery. You know what I mean? But moving on, I want to know, like, you know, because not long after you discovered the Mac and y'all had the game and stick, you know what I mean? Another wonderful artist, another brother, another Cuddy, you know what I mean? Another somebody very important came into your life, and his name was Andre Hicks. Andre Mac Dre Hicks. How did you meet Mac Dre?
I met Mac Dre because in the studio one day, Mike said, "Man, I got this rapper I want you to meet, man.
Yeah.
Dope." I said, "Really? What's his name?" His name Mac Dre. He doing a talent show up at Hogan High School. I don't know, on Saturday or whatever the day was. He said, "You got to go check him out." I said, "All right." And I went up to Hogan High School. I'm sitting in the audience. It's packed. I don't know, the auditorium might hold 1,500 people. It's probably 1,700 up in there.
Yes, sir.
And then all of a sudden, you know, various acts do their thing. The next thing you know, no, Mac Dre! And this tall, skinny cat with a white T-shirt come up on the stage, and everybody in the whole auditorium,
man.
Everybody in the whole auditorium is going ballistic.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm just sitting back watching. And I remember this like it was yesterday too. This is what I heard. Listen up, I'm about to get dope.
What?
It ain't nothing but some shit I wrote. About a young brother, deep in the game. They call me Mac Dre, and I'm boom, 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 boom. That was
I
it.
got a mic to use. Yeah, man.
Man, the rest was history.
Him in the romp, full effect, looking dope, gigging,
man.
a whole circus. They was Thiz and they was Trill then. They had it right there before this shit was even thought of. These motherfuckers was getting hyphy in the cars and shit like that. This is what I saw growing up that influenced us and everything, you know what I mean? So on that same note, man, what kind of energy did Mac Dre bring to the strictly business, you know what I mean, world?
A whole bunch of different energies. Humor.
Yeah.
Total expression, freedom. If I was on just that right there and I just played that, he'd be like, ugh, that's dope. Keep doing that. For example, just in terms of Mac Dre's creativity.
Yeah.
We went to Guitar Center, Mac Dre and myself, and I'm in there because I want to buy an acoustic guitar.
Right.
And it ended up being an acoustic guitar that played a lot of songs like Times Is Getting Crazy for Mac Dre.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm in there and I start going like this.
Times are getting crazy. Times are getting crazy.
And when I played this part right here, then this is what I mean by his creativity.
Yeah.
I can give you a lot of examples.
Yeah.
See,
we just need one. Come on. You right there.
Okay,
you right
I'm
there. You right there.
I told myself I was gonna do better, and I said I'm killing him right now. I can tell I'm killing him.
I'm loosening it up. You're getting good.
The long version is killing you. I can dig it. When I played this right here, this is how Times is Getting Crazy was born. This is because I used to record, and I still got this tape. Your album, Illegal Business, his album, Young Black Brother, Ray Love's Forever Hustling, Doobie aka Sugar Wolf, his first album, and Young Lay's first album. All those records, including other ones that I made, almost on every album, I can give you cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Because I kept a cassette recorder with me of whenever I was by myself. Like if I for example, this one right here is one of yours. This is how it started. I know I'm dripping, but it's the same for Mac Dre.
Dre would come in and put some of that stupid doodle dumb on it, huh?
So when I'm with Dre, I know you take back to Dre. When I played that, he said, "Oh, that's dope." I said, "You like that?" He said, "Yeah." And I was recording it because I had the idea. I made it up in the store.
Right.
And then when he said, "Oh, that's dope," it ended up becoming Times Is Getting Crazy. So he brought humor, he brought creativity, he brought conflict. He bought
some gangster shit.
All kind, he bought all that
Robber
shit.
Room was in full effect. You know what I mean? Definitely getting down. But you definitely, you know what I mean? As a youngster on the outside looking in, seeing like the Mac, the success of the Mac, and then seeing you come back to the Crest Side, my neighborhood, and get Mac Dre. You know what I mean? It was very dope. It was very, very dope, and it made me believe that I can actually do it. Now, Young Black Brother, man, is like the Crest Side national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? How did you feel when Mac Dre brought that, you know, I know you came with the music, but when he brought that rap and that came together, how did you feel? Did you know that it was going to be like our national anthem?
Of course
like,
not.
Yeah. When you had the beat and he first put that rap down, what did you know?
I didn't have the beat. This is how it happened. He had the beat.
Okay.
This is what he said. He said, "Man, I want you to play something for me."
Word up.
I said, all right, what is it? And he started humming. He said, "The bass line go like this. Do 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 do." It wasn't none of that. He just nodding his head. He going do 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 do, because everything is timing. I'm like, where's the vibe at? Do 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 do. And I had a mini moog, right? So I'm like finding where key is he in. I messed up. Anyway, so I'm playing that bass line, and I got the SP12 drum machine. I think it's before the MPC. But anyway, SP12 drum machine, yeah, it was SP12. And he used to mess with the drum machine, you know, because he could put program beats and everything. So I started playing the bass line on the Moog, and I'm just holding that over and over again.
Yeah.
And he started doing that cowbell part. And he put the drum beat, the kick, like a side stick, and the cowbell. Then, off of the bass line and that drum beat, that's when I start putting the chords, the sax melody, strings, and other things that added emotion to it. So that's how that song, Young Black Brother, was born. And no, we didn't know we were making history because...
Did he have the rap before or after you made the beat?
I think he had the rap. I don't really remember, but I think all I remember is how that track was created, but I think he already had the rap.
That rap was like just, man, he was just right on, man. That is basically he telling you what and how we was living in the Crest Side. You know what I mean?
How we felt.
At that time, you know what I mean? And not only for the Young Black Brothers in the Crest Side, but the Young Black Brothers all over the motherfucking world. So I definitely thank you, man, just for man, thank y'all. You know what I mean? But moving on, you know,
Yeah.
you got Mac Dre. You feel me? Y'all doing the damn thing. He bringing that dope energy on there. You know what I mean? But you know, when
Can I just say one thing about Dre? I know I'm interrupting you, but I just want to say one more thing about Dre before we move on. Is that and there's certain people, man, that first of all, I've been privileged to work with what I consider some extraordinarily talented people. You're one of them.
Thank you, brother.
And I'm not just saying it because we're doing this interview. You are one of them, and he's one of them. And there's others. There's Ray, and there's a few other.
Yeah.
But there's a special gift, and I'm gonna use you two in particular, not because you from the same neighborhood, but sometimes, and Pac had this too, an artist is so in tune with his or her generation that when they start to speak, every song and every line is relatable to that generation. And so for Mac Dre, every line, every rap, when I would listen, and it's the same with you, when I would listen, because both of y'all records, I would do the same. Usually I would get the rap first, a cappella. Your whole album, Legal Business, was done a cappella. You laid it down the track to like a kick and a hi-hat, and then you go back to the crest, and I go
back to school or wherever it might have.
Right, wherever you were, you go back to what you was doing, and then I would put music tailor-made around that. But this is the point I'm trying to make about you and Dre.
Right.
And it was the same for Ray Love too.
Yeah.
Line for line, y'all shit would not only get doper, but it would require this is for real, man.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm really cheating.
It's
but
cool.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cause
it would
we
require
gotta keep it, you know.
It would require what I ended up calling a Mac breakdown.
Straight up.
Not an ordinary breakdown. There's a difference. You have the breakdowns where you break the song down, maybe go someplace else, and then there's the Mac breakdown, which is a whole nother level of a breakdown. Difference between a tuxedo and a suit. Red carpet and a rug.
Straight up.
It's because of how I was inspired when I would listen to y'all raps, and I'd be like, oh, right there. One time you told me, and you can go to Tupac. One time you told me this.
We going to
man,
a couple people. Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
You
Go
want
ahead.
it or not, man?
Yes, I do want it.
You don't want the line. You ain't had enough. Go ahead.
Okay.
That white line is too much for him right there. He ain't snorted enough.
All right. Okay. So, you know, you got the two Macs, man, and both of them is going. Both of them is doing big things, dope energy. You got, to me, it felt like the Mac was like the plug, you know, because he hanging with Rick and Renard and them, who was like millionaires, you feel me, on the street. Khayree and them, y'all silk suits, you know what I mean? All type of crazy stuff. And the Mac seemed like, to me, he symbolized like the plug. Whereas Mac Dre symbolized the cat who, just like he was, man, in the Chevy, grinding with the crew, you know what I mean? Cortez Nikes, man, gigging in the low, hopping out, you know what I mean, on Kemper Street, grinding. So it was like two different dynamics that you got out of the same label, you know what I mean? But you had both of the Macs doing big things, Dre just coming into his own, you know what I mean? How did it affect you when the death of the Mac? You know what I mean? I think it was like, it was 91, you know what I mean? The Mac was killed. He was actually in the car with my cousin Laria, you know what I mean? And it was basically a case of mistaken identity. He was murdered, you know what I mean? It affected us all really messed up. But I want to know, as the producer, as the label owner, as the brother, as a kid that you saw grow up his whole life, how did that affect you at that time? I know it's hard because I'm affected by it too, man. You know what I mean? For real, brother. I'm definitely affected by it, man. You know what I mean? All the time, you know? Real talk. Because Mike was a great brother, man. You know what I mean? Mike was a good dude. He, you know, he was so big. He was like a gentle giant. You know what I mean? He was so big and he was so loving. Michael Robinson gave me my name. You feel me? He actually, before Mac Dre, he recorded my first, you know what I mean? The first time I was even recorded on a 4-track was at the Mac Tilt, you know what I mean? And you know, man, I'm the third generation Mac. We all get it from him, and you know what I mean? It comes from him. You know what I mean? Your emotions let me know how you felt, so we don't even got to get into that. We can move on. But we all felt the same way, man. We miss you to this day.
Yep.
We love you, Mike. You feel me? But dude was just, man, loving, you know what I mean? So,
Do I get to interject anything in between the questions?
Yes, not right now. We're gonna keep it moving. You feel me? But yeah, so you know what I mean. You know, kind of going on Mike too. You know what I mean. At the max, you know, death was very, very. It hurt everybody. You know what I mean, and it was very destructive to a lot of morale around the camp. You know what I mean. Mac Dre had a line where he said, "Well, who in the crew will live to 92?" You know what I mean. That's because the Mac had died and we just didn't know. You know what I mean. It was crazy then. But at the Mac's funeral, something very important happened, and Mac Dre's cousin, Los, you know what I mean, who was you know, my OG Los, my cuddy, he came to the funeral with another person that's very important in your life, and his name is Ray Love, and at the Mac's funeral, Los introduced Ray Love to you and Kairi. I mean, excuse me, to you and Mac Dre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was your first impressions of Ray when you met him and when you heard him spit?
It's when I heard him spit was the impression.
Word.
I mean, nice person, you know, look you in your eye when he meet you type thing.
Yeah.
Young cat. But the funeral, that was at
Wasn't that Rolling Hills?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you.
Right.
That was at DJ C's funeral.
Oh, it was C's funeral.
That was DJ C's funeral, and that's when I said I wanted to interject something. I just want to say.
No, brother. That was the Mac funeral. That was the Mac funeral.
Nah.
It was the Mac funeral. Trust me. I was already doing my thing when C's got killed. You feel me? I was already
Okay,
doing
you're
my
right.
thing.
You're right.
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
Mac funeral.
Good. That's good. That's good.
It's bad.
And I was
but,
sitting here getting ready to argue with you almost.
Yeah.
You were absolutely right. That was Mike's funeral.
Yeah.
But that's why I said it's the days, man.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we had so much death.
And we block it out. We block a lot of that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
We put it out. We keep moving forward. We keep blinders on. But like I know vividly
You're right.
because this is our history. So I know that it was at the Mac's funeral. Los had brought him from Santa Rosa and basically told him like I'm finna introduce you to Khayree and to Mac Dre. At the time, Ray Love had only seen, you know, the back of records and Trip that you guys were from, you know, the North, you know, you guys was from Vallejo, you guys was from the 707, and y'all was doing it. So you meet Ray at the funeral, you hear him rap. What did you think?
I don't remember hearing Ray rap at the funeral.
Okay, but you ended up hearing him rap though.
At 231, 351 Springbrook, in California, where I live.
Okay.
He came by the studio, and I was blown away, man. It's like listening to a jazz musician, a Duke Ellington, or somebody real heavy.
Cab Calloway is his grandfather, so I can understand, you know, the vibe that you would get from that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
The ridiculous timing and the lyrical content was beyond description. Like, first of all, how does a man remember all of that in his mind, rhyme for rhyme, because there's so much being said in each line, rhythmically and the timing. So that again, and this is why I use the example of you and Dre, and now I can use it for Ray. When you work with certain people, you grow. You grow with everybody you work with, but certain individuals really bring out. They push you to another level. It's like a Draymond Green. He works out with a cat before he plays basketball. Every game, it's this cat that push him to another level. So by the time the game starts, he on a whole nother level because this cat he works out with it. He pays to do that, takes him to another level. And Ray was like that. And another thing that was interesting about Ray was his music, because of his style, his music was nothing like Mac Dre's, the Mac's, or yours.
Yeah, but he was before me, so yeah, you didn't even know. Yeah,
right. Yeah. But even when you came, it was just a whole nother.
Ray was in his own lane. Definitely.
Yes.
And that's coming from, you know what I mean, working with Tupac. You know what I mean? Damn near writing for Tupac on some songs. You know what I mean? Ray did come with, he had like an East Coast style too that was very, you know what I mean, that he brought to, you know, the West Coast family as far as, you know, really being an MC. You know what I mean? Like for real, Ray Love was definitely responsible for that.
East Coast rhythms and styles, but West Coast game.
Yeah, please believe it. West Coast game, man. Shout out to Ray Love, you know what I mean, a big bruh. You know, so it was let me see. Yo, Mac Dre's third CD, him, J Diggs, and Kilo Kerr went down for conspiracy to commit a bank robbery. During the court case, you were very vocal. You know what I mean? You know, what was going through your mind at that time?
I was being followed by the FBI when I leave the house. I hope they don't try to throw me up in what they doing, this sweep that they got going on.
Right.
I don't believe Dre was, I never have, and to this day I don't believe Dre was robbing banks. And,
No.
And I feel like because he had the courage to speak out against being harassed by the Vallejo Police Department, which he did on a song called Punk Police. I believe he's being harassed, and I just felt like I'm not into injustice in any way, let alone injustice directed against my friend and an artist. So as a result, I became his primary spokesman.
You was on the radio stations, man.
Anywhere I could go. I held a press conference at Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
You know, put the suit on, the whole thing, to let the world know, man, that what's happening right now to this young black man is not right, because they got him locked up.
To see like just what the government can actually do. You know, me being young, you know what I mean? I'm watching that and I'm like, wow, you know, but y'all, you know, you fought it, man, hands and tooth. You, Diggs' mom, you know, Mac Dre's mom, y'all fought it, man. Y'all fought for these people. You know what I mean? It was a powerful moment, you know what I mean? So Dre, he gets convicted of that crime, you know what I mean, and goes to Lompoc. You know, at that same time, I was doing a demo. You know, a 15-year-old Mac Mall was actually doing a demo. A 15-year-old Mac Mall was doing a demo with Mac Dre. We had recorded a good 8 songs, you know what I mean, at his house, you know, because Dre was the man. He was my big cutty, my namesake, you know. But with Dre going to jail, you know what I mean, he gave the blessing, him and also DJ Cease too. I must give much love to DJ Cease, because without him, I wouldn't be able to even do this. So when Dre knew he was getting convicted at the time, he didn't want to hold up my career. So he actually gave Khayree the blessing to sign me and to get it cracking. You know what I mean? So when you get the blessing, you know what I mean, DJ Cease, you know, DJ Cease actually let me know the day I was finna quit rapping for good. You know what I mean? I'm walking up the street trying to think of a lick that we finna do. I remember Cease looking out his window and saying, "Hey, Khayree wanna holler at you. He gonna come to your house." And I write about this in my book too. You come in your BMW, you park in front of my house, you see a 15-year-old, no, about 14-year-old kid, you know what I mean, 14-and-a-half-year-old kid named Mac Mall come up to you. What was your first impressions when you met me and when you heard me rap?
I don't really remember the first impression when I met you.
Yeah.
But I do remember what made me want to work with you in terms of what I had heard. Initially, and I don't even know if I've ever told you this, but initially I thought the young Mac Mall sounded like Coolio.
The underdog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my, and so it was like, it's cool. But then this is the song that made me say, they really get on the phone like, I gotta work with this guy right here. You know what song it is?
Untouchable?
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Illegal Business.
Boom, boom, boom.
Illegal Business.
I'm gonna give you a copy of it. Pay This Pimp.
Pay This Pimp.
When I heard Pay This Pimp.
Man, I don't even fucking remember that shit. Pay This Pimp. That's from Mac Dre shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's from Mac Dre demo. That's something that we actually didn't use. Though.
We didn't use the song.
Nah, yeah.
But when
we used Versatile. We used a couple of other ones. Yeah, no, go ahead. No, I said we used a couple of them. We didn't use that. So that was the one. That was the one, huh?
That was the song that, and I'm sure it had a lot to do with the track. A lot.
Yeah.
Because then the wrong music is gonna fuck any rapper off.
Right.
The right music is like the right woman or the right lover, then it's right. But if it ain't the right, then you be like, something about that motherfucker ain't right. It can be the wrong key,
right.
The music played in the wrong key, make the rapper sound fucked up. Most producers don't know this, but that's another topic.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, immediately I knew. And I think that's when I called Cease. Yeah, because Cease is the one that knew you. I didn't know you. And then Cease, if it wasn't for Cease, again, we wouldn't be sitting here.
We wouldn't be sitting here. And my parents, who didn't really want to sign my contract when I was younger, they said basically, if you sign this contract, they told Cease that he had to watch out for me because I was a kid, you know what I mean? And my parents didn't really know nothing about the business. And moving on, like the first CD that I ever did a song on was called My Chevy from Mac Dre's Back in the Hood. He recorded that CD live from the Fresno County Jail. Mm-hmm. Now, to my knowledge, you two were the first to record from jail and to making a record. Can you tell me how you did that?
Yeah, I could tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be in the Guinness Book of World Records for that. I think about that. I really do. Mac Dre did 5 years in jail for a crime he didn't commit. The first year was spent in Fresno County Jail waiting to go to trial.
Right.
And I grew up using a lot of Radio Shack gear because I come from using 2 cassette decks to make music and using my guitars, drums, etc.
Yeah.
So when Mac Dre was locked up, somehow I came up with the idea I can use Radio Shack, like microphone or whatever, to not to record his voice, but to hook up a system. So not even the Radio Shack mic, but long story short, Radio Shack patch cords and whatnot. He called from jail, and when he called from jail, I had 2 phones in the house. One phone I used to play just the drum beat for Dre, like I put the receiver, the talk part, right next to the speakerphone and play the drum beat real low. And he'd be like, man, I can't hear it. I can't hear it. I said, man, I can't turn it up too loud. If I turn it up too loud, it wouldn't feed back, but it's on your vocal track. And every time I turn your vocal track up, them drums is gonna come up. Right. And I need to try to have your vocals, so we'll be like, you just a little bit more. Like, all right. And so he's listening to the drum beat like that. Then the other phone is the phone that I would have his voice going to, and I'd have the microphone, the same microphone that recorded all of Illegal Business, the same microphone that recorded Tupac, is the same microphone that recorded everything that most of the early stuff I did with Mac Dre. It's called a CS-1000 AKG. Which just, and I'm saying this kind of stuff like this.
Because people want to know about this.
Okay,
people ask me on Facebook.
For other producers, and especially the young producers, and then I just want to say this to them, the producers that don't know that they're even producers right now, that don't know what they're doing, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you do it. Yeah. You don't have to know. You don't have to know the right mic and all the shit. So I didn't know. I recorded all the way Tupac, and Dre with this mic. So I got this mic over the second phone, long story short. It's recording Dre's voice to its own track. Okay? Now, so I got one mic recording his voice, the other one is getting the drum beat in Dre's voice. I can pull that out once I get it, because I got him down now. And I remember him saying, I got this on tape actually. We were getting ready to record. And it's noisy because it's the jail. Yeah. You hear motherfuckers,
phone check, motherfucker.
Yeah, all that kind of shit, right? And then Drake say, right before, I think it's Back in the Hood we recording. And we getting ready. I'm like, all right, man, you ready? Like, yeah. You know how you say, yeah. I said, you ready? Yeah. And then we get ready, and I got a count on there. I say, all right, 1, 2. And then he can't hear because they yelling and shit. He like, man, y'all be cool, man. I'm trying to make a record. And then you hear motherfuckers like, be cool, because they love him. You know what I mean? So they like quiet down and shit, and we take it again. And that's how we recorded everything, Back in the Hood.
Yeah.
And the other songs.
My Chevy was my first time ever being on the record. You know what I mean? But that's when we knew that we was gonna start working together. You know. But shortly after you did that, I think that this was the last record that you did for Strictly Business. I would like to know, you know what I mean? At that time, you was making your transition from Strictly Business to YBB. Right. Now I want to know, you know what I mean? Why did you make that transition to Strictly Business, being just a producer, to YBB, where you was the sole owner, you know what I mean?
We had a record out that was doing the biggest radio record that we ever had, Strictly Business ever had.
Get Your Money On?
Yes, a Ray Love record called Get My Money On. And so Ray's record was so big that KMEL did everything. That they put, their whole theme was Get My Money On. Right. So as a result, they gave him a live gig in San Francisco. Okay. And now, you gotta understand that a lot of times when you would go to places like San Francisco, some cats wouldn't be too happy because
I was one of the first people to ever do a show without basically having to fight your way in and fight your way out. You know what I mean? But everybody else before us, basically, you had to fight your way in and fight you. If Cool Nut didn't like you, you was having a bad night. You know what I mean? Straight up. Like, and a lot of cats, it was just territorial. You feel me?
Yeah. How you gonna come up in our place? And you already on the radio. We ain't on the radio. Now you're up in one of our most popular clubs, and everybody's going retarded. Yeah. So I told, you asked me why did I go solo or do my own thing. I told Rick, Renald Powers, Rick Nelson, and Keith Napier, who was our head of promotions at that time for Strictly Business Records.
Keith, man.
Yes, man, big time, Keith Napier. And I told him, I said, man, we shouldn't have him perform live. They gon' fuck the show up, and it's gonna make us look bad. We already got Cameo playing our stuff. Let him come in, sign some autographs, shake some hands, move to the club for 10 minutes, and get out. That's what I told him, right? Because of the environment. No, he need to perform. He performed. So I'm so pissed. I did go. I was gonna say I didn't go. Anyway, I went. Yeah. They start thumping, throwing chairs, turned the whole thing out.
Now this is you know what I mean, historic thump. You feel me? It's some Bay Area rappers that got hit in the head with some heels and stuff. It was real ill. And Ray, you know, so y'all had beef from that day, and I guess you know. What?
Well, there wasn't no beef. Whoever it was that started it, they turned the show out.
No, I'm not talking about beef. I'm talking about from that disagreement. You kind of wanted to do your own thing.
Yeah, I think it was building just in terms of the round table discussions. I kind of felt like as an alpha male that I am, if I fail, let me make it crash. But just sitting around doing group discussions is not cool. And so that was kind of the beginning of it. And then when I started working on your record, I was like, man, I want to do my own thing. And I always liked Mac Dre's song Young Black Brother, and I felt like where the name for the label came, you didn't ask me that, but for what it's worth.
It's all good.
I felt like, and this is nothing to take away from women, black women in terms of hip hop, but I felt like the energy that was so largely responsible for the creation of hip hop and for what was happening with that music was Young Black Brothers. For sure. We were the ones being pulled over. We were the ones being shot, as we still are, etc. So that's what I want to use that to be the name of the record company, Young Black Brother Records.
I'm glad you did, man, because it's just like people knew that when we was because they didn't know me, they only knew you, so you was the main draw. You know what I mean? And they knew that when we was coming with YBB, when you told that to me, I remember just being excited, you know what I mean? And I remember going to the video, to Ray Love video, and like, you know, Rick, this was kind of like y'all last, not really interaction, but it was kind of like,
one of the last projects we worked on.
We knew that Khayree was going to, you know, to the Young Black Brother, you know what I mean? Ray Love was there, Fakes made Rest in Peace, and I had went there, and you could just, you know, there was an energy up in there, but one thing I gotta say, especially to Ray, he always had open arms to me. He always like, this is my little brother. When Drayden was gone, I'm gonna have his back. You know what I mean? So it was dope, but I also knew that, like, you know, this was a new journey that we was gonna start together. You feel me? So working on we started working on the legal business. First of all, first question I want to know is, what is some of the equipment that you used on the legal business?
Roland Juno 106. That would play the bass line on songs like It Ain't Nothing But Game.
Nothing but motherfucking game.
15 minutes ago I said you once told me I would give you songs for your approval.
Right.
And the only song on that album that you had me go back to the drawing board on this is what you said about Nathan But Game. And I wanted to say that earlier. So I'll say it, and I'm answering what equipment. Yeah. I gave that to you, and you was listening to it, or maybe in my BMW or whatever, we kicking it, and this is what you said. You remember?
No, I don't.
So I look at you, I say, what you think? You said, I think you could be doper. I said, all right. And that's when I went back. I knew the basics of what I had was dope. That. Yeah. But then that's when I started listening again. I say, when is it elevating? Because the rhymes heat up. They heat up as you spitting. I say, right here. That's when I start putting the breaks in, changing up, bing, ding, ding, the pianos and shit. And I gave it back to you like, that's what I'm talking about.
So what equipment?
Staying focused. Roland Juno 106. This is the absolute essence of what made all these records. Okay. So then I'm answering the question on all the albums.
All right.
Roland Juno 106, Mini Moog, original Mini Moog D, especially the Mini Moog. Over any keyboard, all put together, the Mini Moog. The Fender, no Fender Rose piano on yours, but Fender Rose on Ray's and definitely Doobie album.
Okay, we're gonna get into all that.
Yeah. Guitars, you know, various guitars. I got about 12 or 13 of them now, but at that time I think I had one or two. My bass and maybe an electric guitar. So on your album, I don't remember playing Ghetto Theme. I played the bass guitar. Most of your bass lines came from the Mini Moog. Almost every song was the Mini Moog on bass. The Juno on 1 or 2 songs, it would play lines. Very little bass guitar. So those were the instruments, the 4 instruments: guitar, a little bit of bass, and those keyboards.
Now, when we were doing and
the MPC, drums,
when we were doing, when we were doing and we had completed Illegal Business, did you know that it was going to be a classic?
I didn't know what a classic was because I'd never been a part of a classic. I didn't think classic, but what I did know, this is the best record you ain't made. Like I was warming up on Young Black Brother. I started experimenting with what I learned from Mike in terms of breakdowns. Because Mike would do it on the 4-track. And I was like, man, I like how he's changing it up. I'm gonna change it up, and I would do other things prior to the change up. Right. But I knew, I was so hungry then. I wanted to annihilate other producers. I felt like, as I probably still do, that my talent exceeded many of the individuals who got the fanfare in the cover of magazines that in my sleep I could kick their ass.
Right on.
There was a competitive spirit just in general, like we had to fuck them up with this record. There's no warming up. There's no
yeah, fuck that.
You ain't come. No. As soon as we come in, Ronnie Wags came by one day. He went, man, what's up, Cuddy? Man, they're working on this Wall record, man. Come on in with me. I'm doing the intro. Get on this intro with me, man. That's how Wags is.
Yeah, man. Speaking of Ronnie Wags, okay. I remember Young Lay coming home from Juvenile Hall and Ronnie Wags of the Romper Room crew introducing you to. What was your impression of Lay when you met him and you heard him spit?
Man.
Crazy jail raps.
Man.
Yeah, I remember when he spit for me, it was crazy.
This was my impression. He reminded me, not his style, but because his experience was similar to Dre. Dre was in YA, locked up as a teenager, and Lay locked up as a teenager, and now freshly out. They reminded me they reminded me of each other lyrically. Yeah. But Lay had a totally different style, and his style, if I had to compare him to anyone in terms of who influenced him, I would definitely say Spice One influenced with Young Lay's style. Yeah. But he still had his own style. It was ridiculous.
Because he was like his family too, though. Like a lot of Ronnie Wags was in Young Lay. You know what I mean? Just that, that peacock, that thing. But Lay, if he didn't know you, he wouldn't just talk to you freely like that. You know what I mean? So you would see this person that you wouldn't even know what he had in him until the boy started opening his mouth, and him and his crew was just like, man, they came in with some Romper Room shit with Loafer Side. It was just dope. Lay, very different, very, very different. Shout out to my brother Lay, you know what I mean? I hope everything is going cool for you.
And he also, just so those who might know or care to look it up, this cat, Young Lay, and this is something that's only true for 3 artists, and Young Lay's one of them. Every song I ever recorded with Young Lay, with the exception of after he got shot in the head, every song I recorded with Young Lay was usually 1 take, no more than 2. And he has some of the most intricate, rhythmic raps. Look up a song called Don't Get It Twisted, and another song called
Don't Get It Twisted.
Living in the Funk. Look up those 2 songs. Right
living
there.
In the funk is the funk that I'm living in. 2 hot ones to the dome is what it should have been. Yeah, that was vicious, man.
Man.
Just shout out to Young Lay. Like I say, man, I hope everything is good for you. Prayers to your son, prayers to your mom and your family, Ronnie Wags and everybody. Now, moving on, Khayree, my man. All right, after Illegal Business, you know what I mean? Me and you had some issues, and I left YBB and signed to Relativity Records, right? So not soon after that, you signed my brother, my 5 Trey 5, Doobie, AKA Sugar Wolf Pimp. How was it working with him? Mr. Asshole himself. No, matter of fact, Doobie ain't the asshole. Doobie the whole motherfucking ass. You know what I mean?
Let's first start off by saying Doobie is crazy than a motherfucker. Or was crazy because he's a full-grown man now.
Yes, sir.
But as a youngster, wild. Like,
we are
really?
5 Trey 5. Doobie is my crew, not to cut you off, but
cool.
So you said he was wild. Doobie is my crew. Like we grew up since elementary school together. He's 2 years older than me, 3 years older than me, I think. 3 years older than me. You know, Doobie is, you know, I mean, alpha male, just, you know, we was the same crew. We gang banged together. We did everything from Beezy's to pulling triggers together. You know what I mean? To grown up, his kids and all that, just we grew up together. Our mamas know each other, our grandmothers know each other. So when you say he was wild, we was doing the same shit at that time.
He was mad rough around the edges. Like, I remember the first times him coming into the studio. And like really coming off the dope track, having probably bathed in a day or two just out there grinding.
Yeah.
Like, you can look at him and tell and smell him like...
He smelled like Hennessy and weed, sleeping in his Chevy.
He's not bathing.
Yeah.
He's doing something else.
Straight up.
But the raps, again, like Lay and like Mac Dre, the raps were real raw and street. And what he was doing every night with chicks, what he was drinking, what it was like in the Chevy with him and y'all in the Chevy, what y'all was listening to in the Chevy, what Mac Dre songs was playing, all this stuff was in his raps. I said this a lot during this interview. You probably didn't know this, but you probably didn't know this. Doobie was my Mac Mall killer, because I'm pissed at you at this time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because you in relativity.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Real talk.
Because you at that time, you were everything. And so, the whole bottoming fell out now. There ain't no drum set. Nigga stole the keyboards. The horn player, somebody and crashed all the horns and bent them up. You know what I mean? We got a ukulele and that's it.
Yeah.
And so, Doobie was like,
Sleep Dank, another member of my crew, brought Doobie to Khayree. You know what I mean?
I don't even remember how.
Yeah, Sleep Dank was the one.
Okay, it makes sense. And so he was
Shout
supposed.
out Sleep Dank.
Right. He was supposed. That's funny, right? Shout out Sleep Dank. Doobie was supposed to be my mall killer. So long story short, we're in the studio and I recorded more songs with Doobie, aka Sugar Wolf, than I recorded with 3 of y'all put together. We would record, and I enjoyed working with him. And the reason why, he would be more similar to Mac Dre in this sense. And yeah, I almost deviated, but I didn't. Because a large part of me want to teach, even you right now, like share this kind of stuff. But one thing that Doobie and Dre have, to me, trust is important. And when we first started working together with all the different artists, like a lot of people, make a record like Illegal Business. Make a record like, I want like cats now. I want songs like Doobie stuff. One of the things the rappers that say that to me now don't understand is the trust factor was musically, nobody got in my way. So if I went like this, like if I went, they call me Tony, I'm a singer, and I also play guitar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, you don't. Yes, I do. Money's my thing, right? Need my.
No, because I just want to say what you're talking about. At that time, man, I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you in a vest with no fucking shirt on. I'm seeing you with the fucking curly top, and it was like, dude, you had so much direction that all we had to do was just sit back and ride. You know what I mean?
Okay. You're justifying listening as opposed to now. I get that. The point I was making is, if I, and this is, I'm speaking creatively now. If I went, some motherfucker might be like, man, I'm like a mellow shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And not get it. But if a motherfucker know, this nigga dope. Talking about the producer, about me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck if that nigga go.
Just kick with him and just kick back.
It's gonna be dope. Or if he go. Telly, right?
Right.
They already know it's gonna be dope. So what does that do for me? That means I can really stretch out and make your shit dope because you're not fucking with me.
Straight up. Wow, man.
That's so with Sugar Wolf and Mac Dre. If whatever I played, they knew I cared enough, and I'm dope enough to make sure when we finish in 2 days, 3 days, whatever the song take. My thing, for example, took 2 weeks to complete.
Right.
The whole track, like from beginning to end.
End Up Smoking Money's my thing.
Right. The Doobie, A.K. Sugar Wolf, can look that one up.
Yeah.
It's got 4 or 5 breakdowns in it. They go all kind of places.
Yeah, 1,
on the
2,
song.
3, 4, 5, trade 5. Yeah.
So that with him enabled us to do a large catalog of different shit because it was quick. It wasn't taking long because there was no thinking process involved. I knew my gig. He knew his gig. Once the rhyme was put down, I'm gonna make sure that it's like that.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you for doing that. You know what I mean? Because like Cole Part, even though he was supposed to be the Mac Mall killer or whatever you said, you know, that's what you said.
That quickly was eliminated.
You know what I mean?
It just became music, but
yeah, because I actually came and he was my cutty, so it was no way that we was going at each other's throat like that. Then it was also that I came and I rocked on the record. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when I say Mac Mall killer, just for clarity, not coming at you personally.
Right, but
I just wanted people to know I could still be success because now they looking at me like they did Kobe. Can you win without Shaq?
But then they did the same thing to me when I was doing Untouchable. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, man, but thank you
and
for...
we both delivered.
We both delivered like a motherfucker.
Now.
You feel me? But, okay, man, like I just want to say, man, in my opinion, man, you are one of the pillars of Bay Area hip-hop. You had your finger on the pulse of the Crest Side, the Bay Area, and the whole West Coast. You know what I mean? Where do you see yourself in Bay Area hip-hop history?
I'm going to have to make a film in order to find out. That's my answer to that.
Word?
Yeah, because right now, I'm not clear enough. I'm not objective enough to really clearly see the appreciation for, because and this will really bring me to tears, and I don't want to be all red-eyed on your camera,
It's good.
But I have given my life to this.
Yes, you have, sir. Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
All my money, I got like money from Vanilla Ice Records, right?
Yes.
We need a video for Mac Dre. It ain't going for my partners. They don't have the money right now. Matter of fact, Renald's in jail. And I'm paying his mortgage, his rent, $1,300 a month while he's locked up. Where did I get the money from? I got the money from, I done 3 songs on the first Vanilla Ice record.
Word up.
I got $72,000 in the bank. I'm married with a baby. I'm living in a decent house. I take out of that $72,000, over $50,000 of it, and put into the Mac Dre California Living video. Because there ain't no digital cameras. We making videos with film, and a video gonna cost you $50,000. So when you ask me, where do I see myself? What's my impact? I think I know, but I think other people need to know the depth of the sacrifice, what I've contributed, the influence, and if I make a film and it's something that I had started, but for whatever reasons, and it could be fear involved in it, and I'll be honest about that, for me not doing a lot of things in my life up until this point, there has been a shift within me where I feel the need to document not just my musical life, but the impact that I've had as an individual, period, both the good and the bad, because there've been a lot of mistakes along the way. We won't call it bad, but it's definitely been a lot of blunders, learning experiences.
Yeah.
And so that's how I'll answer that at this current time.
Let me say something.
Yeah.
When you looking at yourself and what you did to this game, it's a couple things you need to know. The Mac Dre, Mac Mall, Ray Love, Doobie, you feel me? Man, them people alone that changed this game, man. You feel me? Has changed this game, and things that we was doing, we didn't even know we was gonna do, man. We have a room in the mansion. You know what I mean? If not a floor.
Yeah.
You feel me? So thank you for that, brother. I'm not done. I got a couple more questions. You know what I mean?
Man.
What is Khayree up to these days? I know you just got back from Peru. You know what I mean? You came back with the fanny pack joint. You know what I mean?
There you go. Throwing the low blows in.
Nah, never that.
All right. I'm a pretty transparent man, so there's no need of me changing now. But I'm coming out of a fog.
Right? We all have them. You know what I mean?
I'm coming out of it. Mine has lasted for some years.
Straight up.
And it's affected everything from my heart to my marriage.
Word up.
And so what I'm doing right now is sitting still so that I can know exactly where I should be heading, because I lost motivation. The thrill of doing a record or of making money or of being platinum. I've done all that. So I have lacked motivation to I've always made music. It's the only thing I haven't stopped doing, other than loving my children and loving myself to the best of my ability and loving my wife.
Right.
What I've done consistently for the last 10 years, let's just take those last 10, almost daily, is I've picked up one of these or some instrument and turned on a drum machine, and I've been inside of my studio and I've been making music. So currently, my endeavors include, I completed a children's book with my cousin Robert Holmes, who done the illustration, and Robert Ferguson, who we haven't mentioned in this interview.
Ferg did sick with this. Shout out to Ferg, you know what I mean? He was a big producer and a big part of YBB and just our YBB sound, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He did sick with this, you know, which is one of my biggest songs. Without him, we couldn't have did a lot. So you and him have been, you know, y'all been still rocking. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
you did the kids' book.
So a children's book, getting ready to, I've been taking inventory of everything, the work that I've done over the last several years.
Right.
Because I'm going to start leasing tracks online.
Okay.
Non-exclusively. And hopefully that'll be ready to launch on a site called beatsforyou.com.
Word up.
Beats with a Z, the number 4 YOU.
Okay.
.com, where you can go and get a Kairi beat from anywhere from $20 to $50, non-exclusive. If you want it tracked out, that's another price level, and we can talk about that. But I want to be involved right now, currently, with hip hop and with music, and so that required, number one, a shifting in my thinking in terms of feeling like I was cheating myself because of the current price level of where the market is.
Right.
And so I've changed my thinking in that. Also, I'm working on putting together, and I'll put this out publicly, and maybe somebody who's interested will send me a reel. I'm looking for a cinematographer to be with me for about 2 months, because I want to do a film. I have one of the most incredible sound guys who done the Oscar Grant movie. His name is Darcel Walker. After hearing me and E40 talk, Darcel offered his services to me for free. He said, I have a story that needs to be told.
Yes, sir.
And he offered to do sound for my film for free. So that's another endeavor. I also, because I've been going through a lot of personal pain, self-inflicted, I might add.
Hey,
it usually is, yeah. I've been doing a lot of writing, and so I don't know what the book is going to be, but it's going to be the experience thus far. And so I've been doing that, documenting it. And also, I still work with youth and go and speak and share my experiences, like how I got from here to point A to point B, etc.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, and so those would be the four primary things: music, writing, public speaking, and film would be the focus.
Yeah, that's very dope, man. You know, people gonna want to get at you. Is you have any social medias or websites? You can give out your social media so people know how to really get in contact with you. If you want one of them Kairi beats, or you want to, you know, so if you're a producer out there, you know what I mean, you need a mentor or something like that, man. Get at my man. Do you want to give it to him, or we can have him put him up? Yeah, holla at him.
Yeah, my Instagram, and that's the only one that I'm on primarily. I'll do the rest later. Can't stand Facebook, but I know I need to be out there on that.
Yeah, people need to see you, man. People need to talk to you, feel you, you know what I mean, and get this game that we all got, you know what I mean? Straight up. So what
the Instagram is Khayree_music.
We put that up right here.
Yeah. I don't need to spell it out there. Put it on screen. Khayree_music. That's my Instagram. And I always respond to anybody that hits me on personal message or whatever. I try to respond to every message, email, or whatever it is I get.
Yeah, so get at him, man. But Kairi, we do something on this show, you know what I mean? I ask this at each one of my interviews that I do. This is my second one.
Yeah.
But, you know, and it's basically to sum up, if you had something to say to people, you know, this is what I say. Kairi, what is your opinion?
My opinion is, in this thing we call life, this journey, there's going to be moments that you look in the mirror and feel like you're not worthy of what it is your heart's desire. There are going to be moments that you wonder if the person that you're in love with is true to you. There's going to be moments that your heart is in turmoil. There's going to be moments that you doubt yourself and that if you had a talent to be able to make it. And during those moments, I want you to know that you are not the only one that feels like that, that every person that you admire, from a Tupac to a Mac Mall to a me to a Ray Love, or whoever it is that you look up to a Drake, to a Kanye, every artist, every painter, every lawyer, every dancer has had those doubts. has wondered if they have what it takes to find their place, their lane in the world. And so what my opinion is that even in those moments, I want you to keep pushing, which is why I named my production company and still do call it Don't Give Up Productions. To continue, to never ever stop, to pick your instrument up, to hit your keyboard, to pick your camera up. When you feel depressed, email me, email Mac Mall, talk to somebody. Put your gun down. It's okay. You're gonna die anyway, so don't rush it. It's the name of one of my songs. We're gonna die anyway, so why rush it? So that would be my opinion. If I want to say anything to someone listening to this, it's to continue on and to push on no matter what. And it always works out. Here we go.
That's a great opinion, my brother. I love you.
Love
Thank
you too,
man.
Mark.
Thank you, you feel me, man, for everything that you have done and you continue to do. And we need you, man. You know what I mean? We need you, brother.
I'll show up a little bit more, man. Stop being it. I mean, I'm here.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So, man, you know, this has been a dope interview. You know what I mean? We're going to get this together for you, you know. Thank you, Khayree, you know what I mean, for, you know, for being a, you know, man, just everything that you are, that you meant to my career. You know, thanks Big Tone for letting us kick it here, man. And, man, let's get back to Mac Mall, My Opinion podcast. Y'all know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Yeah, you are back at the Mac Mall, My Opinion podcast, and that was the interview of the legendary producer. Don't ever fucking call him a beat maker.
Legendary.
Kairi Shaheed. Man. I owe so much to him, man. So much to him. What does y'all think about that, man? What y'all think about Kairi?
You see him playing that guitar, man. Man, he's a natural, boy. Man, if you look on the albums, you just go back in the past and just look on the albums produced by, and you just like, man, you do your homework, man.
He raised us.
Legendary. Hello.
He raised us.
Straight up, shout out, man.
Reggie's
Straight up.
silent. So if you don't know, it's because it's silent, because you're not supposed to.
And he did a lot of producing, man. Like, you know, he talked about us just meeting each other and us seeing, you know, dude. Kairi is an individual, man, and I thank the high power that I was able to meet him and he came into my life. And I will always respect him because he always was so passionate about everything. And I hope that y'all learned something from that interview, straight up. You know what I mean? Kairi Shaheed, man, shout out, man. Respect the Big Tone too. You know, he let us shoot in his studio. You know what I mean? Shout out, Kairi. Now, I know one of my favorite parts of the shows and one of your favorite parts of the show is the Tone Loc Smokers section. Give it up, 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 give it up. Yeah. For all you smoking motherfuckers. Tone Loc.
See what we got here today.
What we got here? What you
got? A few treats, man. We're gonna get a few things, you know what I mean?
Pulled out a bottle of 7-Up.
Give me a second here, man. You know
pulled
what I mean?
Out a bottle of 7-Up.
Man, shout out to Tree Lean.
Tree Lean. Okay, this for all my for the podcast.
Yeah, we gonna get it together. We gonna
play by play. And right
shout
now,
out to Tree Lean.
He pulled out the 7-Up and he just pulled out a Tree Lean. Can you tell me what flavor that is, sir?
This is the orange flavor. You had the orange 7-Up before?
Flavor. Orange 7-Up.
And remember, it ain't real if it ain't got the seal.
And that has a seal on it, sir.
Of course.
And he's pouring the Tree Lean orange flavor right now into the 7-Up.
We call that the slow drip.
The slow drip.
You know what I mean?
Slow drip.
We
We need pictures of this.
We gotta get it
right
tainted
now,
up
this
real
is
nice.
Very, very interesting.
Oh, you see, that's the bubble right
it's
there.
pouring up right
if you go
now
too fast, the bubble will get you in trouble.
Yeah, don't let the
Listen
bubble
to me
get you in
now.
trouble. Do you know exactly how much you're putting into that?
Well,
7-Up?
actually, if you look on the side of the jar here, if you go slowly, you have a damn near measuring cup.
The kids are calling that lines.
I have a low tolerance.
So there's lines. That's lines. Your lines.
I need a lot.
I'm seeing that the Tree Lean is collecting in the bottom like authentic syrup.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's very noticeable.
Basically, Tree Lean, if you need it, you know about it already.
Yeah.
Hit me up. I got you.
So the Tree Lean, the orange Tree Lean is going into 7-Up right now. Now, you know at the Mac Mall, My Opinion podcast, we have a tester here, and he's also our landlord. You know what I mean? His name is Dirtbag Dan. You know,
Dan.
Daniel Martinez. And he tries out. So right now, Tone Loc is shaking up he's shaking up the Tree Lean orange, you know, right now. And
You can do it concentrated. You don't even have to put it in, mix it with nothing.
Test it out for us.
You could just try it like this.
He's drinking it right now. He's matter of fact, he's not getting any on his beard, and that's special.
That's talent.
Yeah. Okay.
Delicious. I will say that it's a much less medicine-y than regular lean,
Because you come from the earth.
And I enjoy that. I think that's great.
Straight up. So you have tried regular lean too?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's the landlord. Dirtbag Dan, and he's also the tester, and he says that's good. So shout out to Tree Lean, orange flavor.
That's you have to try it. You have to get your real.
You know what I mean? Let's move on, Tom, because I know you got a lot of other stuff.
Oh, sure, I got a lot.
You know, I just want to share with the Mac Mall, My Opinion fans.
Of course, we got the Bash Tray, as you see on the table here.
Shout out to Bash Tray.
You know what I mean?
What's the name of the company, Tom?
Bash Tray. We got that here on the bottom of the screen. Just focus in. It's right there. You know what I mean? You can check him out on the Instagram.
I want
look him up.
to, shout out to Baby Bash. Shout out to the people who make.
Still got the safer lock going.
And this right here, as you can see, they're gonna pull in and show you. It's basically a plastic. It looked like a beach ball, but this is the thing that you're supposed to hit your pipe on, and it gets all the ashes out. This is real dope. I like this, the Bash Tray.
The Bash
So what
Tray,
else we got? What else we got, Tone?
Oh, we got to stay with different flavors of this tree lean, man.
That's great. Okay.
So we got grape, lemon, lime,
tree lean,
you know what I mean?
lemon, lime, tree lean.
I got some of this good caramel corn.
Caramel corn, and that's from Relief, isn't it?
Oh my God, you got to try this.
Yeah.
Caramel corn from Relief.
Okay. See,
You had it numerous times, Maul.
Niggas, I'll take one. We gonna pass it around like the class. Make sure you don't pull nothing out unless you got something for the whole class.
Let's see what else we got in here.
Yeah, that's real good. Relief makes that, and I like that right there. I fucked around and got in trouble fucking with that shit. But it tastes just like caramel corn, kettle corn. It's real good.
I got some more edibles
Keep it away
here.
from the kids.
Yeah.
Nice packaging from Daytonics. 831 Express out
Are those
there.
some bonbons?
Correct.
Yeah.
Very
Them
delicious.
are some very, they remind
Very
me
delicious.
of real, like the chocolate
The
seeds
packaging is outrageous. We need Dan to come over and try one of these.
Come on.
This thing is so
Elevating,
delicious.
is that the name of the company?
I want you to tell us what it tastes like when you bite into the
These
inside
people
of this thing.
They're like the weed seeds candy.
We need them to see your face.
You feel me? They like the weed seeds candy, huh?
Oh, it exploded, huh? That's what she said.
Oh,
You exploded in my mouth. Oh, hey, it happens.
Shit.
It's all right. He's a
Going down, but
dirtbag.
it's good,
Hey,
though.
the tree got him leaning already.
The tree got him leaning, people.
There's like a hint of like cinnamon in there. It's almost got like a bit of like red hotness to it.
What do you think?
Okay, red hot.
Yeah, pass that down and that.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I'm good, baby.
Hey, Maul, you gotta have an edible.
Okay.
You're not driving.
Delicious.
Yeah, man, it's like a chocolate cherry.
Shout out to Baytonic Express, man.
I'm gonna back that up with some lean.
The two most perfect things
For
ever.
real.
Weed and chocolate in one.
Yeah.
Weed and chocolate.
And
Weed
tree
in one,
lean.
bitches.
Ain't that the seeds candy of the game, man? Seeds candy. So what else we got? Is that it?
We got some more edibles over here. Lolly Dab edibles.
All right, who gonna do that, man?
Some
One of
gummy
y'all
bears.
gotta rock. Dan, you can't do everything. What's up, man? Okay, no, Dan, dirtbag. What is that?
In fact, I can do everything.
Hello. That's my
This
man.
I can't
Dirtbag
read.
Dan.
What is it? I'm so
Y'all
out.
love it.
The Lolly Dabs edible.
Okay.
Cannabis infused sour gummy candy.
Sour gummy, almost like a Sour Patch watermelon. Really good.
Oh, word up. Word up.
I'm gonna be so
You
high.
like to try
You
one?
sounded like Orange Star when you did that, right?
Straight
up, man. Straight up.
And I got some cookies from Relief for everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
for later.
Take a cookie home.
Everybody needs a cookie.
We all need a cookie in life. And this 5 doses.
Throw it.
A sugar cookie. Tone low, bruh.
And for all your hydroponic
Roll the
needs,
cookie.
hit up Santa Rosa Hydroponics.
Okay, Santa Rosa Hydroponics, man.
Really?
I'm slurring already, man. This shit
Yeah.
good. You know what I mean? That's dope. Tony, is there any other thing we got for
Oh, I
smokers?
got cartridges and wax. You guys know what I got. You
All right,
know,
straight up, man. I heard y'all
pins
learn.
and shit. You know, it don't stop. You know, I got shit. So just hit me. It's good.
Straight up. We gonna show y'all all the stuff. You know what I mean? So make sure you see that.
I'm gonna get to leaning on this tree.
Straight up, and that
A few of
man.
these trees.
Okay, yeah, maybe for everybody.
Yeah.
You do that.
Oh my God.
This has been a great show.
Ashtray.
A great show. We finna get fucked up right now, as you can see. You know, but before I get out of here, as in every show, you know, I give you my opinion, because this is the Mac Mall My Opinion show. And
man,
for this one right here, I'm gonna break it down like this. You know, you've seen a lot of shit during this episode. As we all been tripping off this shit, we all been tripping off. Put some respect on my name.
Playboy.
All three.
All three of y'all. Thank you.
Yeah.
For real.
For real.
Now, when we saw that on the Breakfast Club, we all laughed at that. We all thought that was funny, because the way that it looked, the shit like that. It was funny, but the point that he was making was not funny. Motherfuckers need to put respect on people's fucking name. Now, a lot of the people who I see disrespecting are that's quick to disrespect a person's name are people who come from an environment where they can do that and not actually get killed. I come from an environment where a motherfucker will kill you for stepping on their shoes. A motherfucker will kill you at a dice game for something they thought that they slighted. Because where I'm from, that's all we have is our name. So you're not gonna let nobody disrespect that. And there's three things that a person should never disrespect unless you're ready to kill or fucking die. And that is, first and foremost, a man's family. You never disrespect that. You never, okay, see? Some ambulance coming, motherfucker.
Already. Someone disrespect.
You never disrespect. They probably going to where a motherfucker disrespect somebody's family or somebody's name or somebody's business. And a lot of you motherfuckers out there tippy-toeing whack motherfuckers, you feel me? Y'all don't see the importance of that. That you gotta be careful what you say about some shit like that. Because shit is not a joke and it ain't giggly, motherfucker. It ain't sweet. So put some respect on a motherfucking name before a motherfucker be banned. Putting RIP in front of yours. You feel me? So yeah, this has been the Mac Mall My Opinion show, and we fucking out.